So last night, or I should say a week ago, when I was supposed to be productive and make videos, I was playing video games instead. And I opted to just kind of randomly join this friends and family guild, and we're all just kind of hanging out. I helped them through a clear of normal Sanctum of Domination, and it was cool. It was fun. We had a good time. I helped people out. It was very, in a selfish way, it made me feel good because I helped out to the rabble. No, that's not how I felt, but it just felt good knowing that I was helping people have like a good night, and I was part of that. We all laughed together and hung out. There were vulgar jokes and dicking around and that sort of thing. So that was cool. Yesterday though, again, I was supposed to be productive and like do work, but instead, again, I was playing video games, which is what I should be doing anyway because it's the centerpiece of what I do. And I was doing Mythic Plus with mostly the guild. We did Mythic Plus. Wow. It's been a while. It's been weeks since I've done it, and so I'm out of practice. And when it comes to, even though I'm a tank and even though I raid lead and all that stuff, in Mythic Plus, I'm like totally a fish out of water. I have no idea I have very little idea what I'm doing. I tend to not remember the things that I'm told to do. Thus, I don't really remember what I'm doing. What's up, Eterna? So, but we still did good. Like the first key we timed, the other two we didn't, unfortunately. We just fell short by a little bit. Small mistakes, things like that. The one part was mine, the other, but it was mostly everyone else's fault because come on, I never died. Everybody else died at some point. That was their problem. But yeah, I had my mess ups too. But when we came out of it, I got that much closer to Keystone Master. I think I'm at like 1840 or 1850 or something like that. And, with a little bit of work next week, basically a few hours worth of work next week, and I will get KSM, which is cool. What makes me feel, I don't know if it's like because I haven't even gotten KSM yet. What makes me kind of feel like I have what is it called? Some sort of like imposter syndrome or something like that. Yeah, maybe it's that. It's that feeling of, you're at where you're at, but you don't feel like you deserve to be there. I'm starting to get that kind of nagging feeling. Now, the team will tell me, no, dude, you did great. Like, you knew where to go, you knew how to tank it. It's not like you just sat there and paid to get a carry or anything, which is a different kind of psychological thing to it. But yeah, you did fine. So I'm kind of struggling with that feeling. Just cause, and maybe after I get KSM, I'll share that feeling. Confessions of a WoW gamer. I feel like I got carried through the whole damn thing. But everyone who was there with me will mostly disagree. But there's still like, I guess it's that expectation of myself where I'm like, I feel like I should know the polls and know the tactics and all that stuff. Otherwise, I don't feel like I did it myself. And I talk about that a lot, where I talk about, okay, part of the game is figuring things out and discovering things and learning from it. So I guess that's the core of it. Because I don't feel like I learned from it. It was just me listening to what other people tell me to do. That it makes me feel like I didn't earn the achievements that I'm getting. I don't think that's fair to myself, but I think that's just something I'm struggling with. There's a naked way of doing it. Like if I paid for a carry, if I paid for KSM or a mythic carry or whatever, then that would be different. That would be a very naked, I'm obviously doing this. I am throwing down the money. This is a transaction. And this is a purchase. And that's fine. So like I said, I'm not reading chat yet because I have a feeling that you guys are trying to be more encouraging. It's just something that I'm struggling with. That's all, right? But last night was cool and it was fun and it was a great distraction after The damn COVID thing. Oh, I'll tell you guys about that in just a second. Now I'll read chat. Oh, Peter has a wall of text. Did somebody suggest having quests? Did somebody suggest having quests for promoting boosting? I'm not sure. That's the first time I heard of that, Backer. Let me run something. Okay, this is a timestamp thing. I copied it from a conversation with a friend of mine from WhatsApp. Okay, let me run something by you. Let's say this situation is a pre or post-COVID, whatever. You're a busy woman and a foodie, right? Let's say you have a long day and there's a dude like me who knows a thing to do about cooking and has an ad in the local paper offering to cook for people, lower prices that are takeaway. Do you reckon people would be interested in such a thing? So is it like one of those things, Peter, where, you know, like here, I don't know how it works out in the rest of the world. I live in a fucking bubble, okay? But here in the Bay Area, there are, you know, kitchens that you rent out, and you bring your food and then you just cook shit and then you take it home, right? You just rent it out the kitchen. So is what your idea is it to basically tell people, hey, what do you want to eat? And then they just tell you and then you make it? You know, based on their preferences and all that stuff? Oh, hey, Shadowfiend, hey! I miss you, buddy. We're going for Sylvanas tonight if you're up for it. Or we're going to try to go for Sylvanas tonight if you're up for it. I believe that's imposter syndrome. Okay, you're not a carry at all. I'd be a carry. Thank you, Justin. You're a really good tank and learning routes on your own. Learning routes on your own is not really a thing. Heroic or normal? It's heroic. Because when we got it, you don't have game time, you dumb shit. No, just kidding. That's what you get. You gave me $5 and that's money taken away from you sometime. I want to go for it because when we got Sylvanas down the first time and the only time, it wasn't a guild group, and that kind of tilted me. So the higher your key level, the more planned and scripted each encounter or pool will be. I understand how you feel doing Mythic Plus as a tank. You have to be very reliant on DPS to be good and kill stuff. Yeah, that's not the concern. It's more like as I'm doing these runs, I'm like, okay, where do I go next, or which pull do I do next? And I'm looking at markers and I'm just kind of obeying the commands. And so that's where I feel like I'm not playing the game. I'm just executing someone else's game. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. It was still a good night. You know, I felt good because I didn't die, unlike Coach over there. But yeah, those things, you know, like there's a level, and it's not even like a very high bar. I don't consider it to be a high bar, but that level of Mythic Plus, which is to understand the routes and the pull order, you know, it's something that I'm not at that level. And you kind of should be at that level once you get to even like 10s and higher. Like, I'm just trying to do all the 15s and get KSM and whatever. And I'm trying to tell myself, you know, this isn't, you know, it's something that I'm not fond of, but, you know, I'm not going to loathe it. I'm not going to look down on, I have to learn the routes. Yeah, you got to learn the routes. That's part of the process. And deal with that. Oh, well. It's like following a game. No, you're right. You're absolutely right about all these things that you're saying, Justin. It's just that, you know, these are the things that I can deal with. Thank you, Puddle Jumper. And good morning to you, dude. So Peter will have a menu, 3 different meals, home-cooked stuff. You'll prepare it at your own place, and people can come and collect it, or if they prefer, I can cook it in their own kitchen. In this climate? Fuck that, man. Before COVID, before the pandemic, what my sister did, she helped me, she meal prepped for people. You know, she would take the stuff, cook the things, prep it for people, and then these people would just come and pick it up. You know, they would pick up a week's worth of food. She'd get like couple $100 or whatever between the, you know, and that was it. So I can see something like that happen in Peter. I think it just depends on the local market, right? I think I don't know how you can test that without actually just trying it out, but you know, that could be like a thing where people, you know, but that's different though. That's meal prep. You're just talking about like dinner, lunch, and all that stuff. So, oh, it would be funny. I don't know if it'll work. I have no idea how this works, but it'd be funny if you do that and then you team up with like DoorDash and then they'll fucking take that shit to them. Pre or post COVID, there's a lot of people struggling. Oh, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I totally get it. That'd be cool though. Lily says, that's actually something that put me off from Mythic Plus. I felt that unless I had 2 or 6 different add-ons that are required for Mythic Plus, I wasn't optimal and I was dragging the group down for not knowing. Yeah, and yeah, so that's where I'm at, and that's where, one, I'm thankful that I've got buddies, that I got friends who are willing to run with me and are willing to coach and teach and guide me. My job then is to execute. And you're damn right I'll execute. You're damn right I'm going to out-heal the healer. Because I'm dope. Because I'm the best around. And, you know, so I'll commit to what I am able to do to the best of my abilities. Right, Lily? I don't use the add-ons. I don't use MDT. I don't use, you know, the keystone thingamajiggers that show you the percentages and all that. To me, that's distracting. I'm looking at the enemy and the cast bars of the enemy. So I guess this is me trying to admit, nope, I'm not the lead when it comes to these sorts of things. And yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe because I'm more or less used to raid leading, guild lead, yada yada yada, in my own style, that this is me kind of letting the reins go, and also, you know, deferring to someone else's knowledge to get me through, you know. And I'll listen to these dudes. The healer won't, but between the DPS, I'll listen to these dudes like, all right, I'm going to time my cooldowns for this, you know, so we can do this pull and smash that real quick. You know, we'll save it for the next thing. And I'm just like, pop a little cooldown, stay alive. Fan of shields. So I'm thankful to the teams that I've joined. I'm very loath to like get pugs in, and you know that makes me like super uncomfortable. But doing it with people who you know can get you through, like, that helps out a lot. But I also see what I also get what you mean about like timing things and all that too, Lily. Like, that part does suck. It'd be cool to see like new solutions for that in the future expansion. So one thing I'd love to see is just let's pretend it's a new season. It's a new season of, you know, Beachlands, the Thrall Adventure, super casual, blah, 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 but we're in Mythic Plus. You know, it's a new season. And we work our way, you know, and within the first week, we work our way up to 10. Hell yeah. Awesome. I would love it if, for the remainder of that season, I could always, like, walk into a key, click the pedestal as the party leader. Well, actually, it doesn't matter if you're the party leader. Yeah, maybe it won't matter. Whoever is going to start the key can just click the pedestal, and then they will see the highest key that they can do, which is a 10, and they can just run that 10. So basically, no more keystones, at least as you know, as they are. It's just like, what's your highest keystone level? And then you just select it, and then you go. And if you time it great, then now your thing is at 11, And now for the rest of the season, you can always access an 11. And that's it. You know, I'd love to see something like that. And you can, you know, and this will apply to, you know, it's kind of like a progression for any dungeon. So it's like, oh, do you, you know, have you unlocked you know, a Theater of Pain 12? No, I only have a 10. Oh, okay. I have a 12. Okay, you start the key then. And then people can just choose the dungeon that they want to do. And then and they're just limited to the highest key that somebody can start, something like that. I think some of those limits should just aren't necessary anymore. There's kind of a social aspect because it's like, who has the highest key, or who has the highest level of keystone? Okay, well, I have the highest one, so okay, cool. Let's do yours. So no more decaying and weird shit like that. If someone's like, hey, I just need 15s, yeah, I have 15s unlocked. Let's go. That's it. You know, that would help a lot, I think. Because it does sometimes suck where there's a situation that's like, hey guys, we need to, you know, you got a crew together, you want to play video games, and some of you guys have goals. Now the team might be like, you know, we'll get to a key that someone needs, we'll be fine, you know, we'll just play through and have a good time. But sometimes though, it's that feeling of, hey guys, you know, I really want to get this one key. We don't have a whole lot of time. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? Oh, we don't have a good key. Fuck. Okay, we'll just hope for the best and just run shit and, you know, make time on this one thing and then talk to that NPC and re-roll or whatnot. I don't think that's necessary. I'd like to think that that's not necessary. There's a gaming element to it, sure, but I think it's a bit extra. Doesn't need that. All those factors are mostly mental. I'd love some kind of alternate way to get rewards in Mythic Plus that aren't tied to the timer as well. Team decisions to not care about a timer and just have a requirement to clear the entire dungeon's mobs to get slightly less powerful rewards. So how about this, Lily? Same situation, you know, with our ideas. You know, we start a key. How should I say this? The person who starts a key can hit a checkbox, and the checkbox says, I do not give a shit about timing this key. And that's it. You just hit the checkbox, and then you start the key, and there's no timer, and that's it. And then you just do it. So that's it. There's just no timer. Like, it doesn't show you anything. Everything's the same. It just doesn't show you a timer. So you won't be able to elevate the key, even if you happen to smash that dungeon. But it won't decay either. But also with my idea, that's not going to matter anyway, because there are no decaying of keys. Failure doesn't matter. Your key doesn't deplete or whatever. You just run the thing again. Because I believe that there is definitely just a mental thing that says seeing that timer triggers me somehow. I've been told that even using the word trigger is irresponsible if it's not used in the right context. I don't know if some people are just really sensitive about that, or anyway, whatever. But yeah, just seeing a timer elicits a feeling that can make people feel uncomfortable, even if the group agreed, hey, you know what, we're not going to care about timing it. We're not going to care about timing it, guys. But the game doesn't know that. The game will believe, yeah, you're going for it because you're not a bunch of bitches, are you? And so, even if you guys are like chill about it, like that's kind of how it was with one of the runs that we had last night. I think someone was like, "Oh, I don't care about timing it, not a big deal," and I thought to myself, "Oh yeah, not a big deal." And then I look at the clock and be like, "Oh man, we got like 6 minutes left. Oh, we're cutting it close." Using the word trigger triggers me. How dare they? That was a fine use, says Forsaken Wolf. Approval. But yeah, those are the things that I sort of struggle with as not really Mythic Plus person, but someone who like does it every now and then. Yeah, I think I would love. Yeah, I'd love something like that. Something that's just, hey, I got this far. I got to. Yeah, and I think to be fair, excuse me. To be fair, it should be at least a. It's got to be something that you earn too, in a way. So going back to the original example, you know, you started the season, you get to it, you got to time these keys too in order to, you know, get your personal level up. It doesn't necessarily have to be your key, but you have to be there. And I think I should stop saying key because we're pretty much redefining how this whole Mythic Plus thing works, which sucks because the unofficial term, we call it Mythic Plus, but it's supposed to be called Mythic Keystone Dungeons, but we're eliminating keystones pretty much. It's just the pedestal. So we're gonna call it Mythic Pedestal Dungeons. We just talk to the thing and do it. So start of the season, your progression is set to 0. You've got to earn your way into like beating all these keys. So, you know, when you start, no matter what key you go to, I guess. Yeah. Wait, no. Fuck. I'm starting to get I'm starting to run into conflicts here. Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I push all the way to a 10 in one dungeon, does that mean I get access to a 10 in other dungeons? And I don't know. It's a tough one. Let's see. Honestly, I think with your idea, it should be the highest that the group is at, rather than whomever starts it. So, well, because isn't help me out, real Mythic Plus people. If we kick someone from the group and then add someone else, doesn't that break the key? I miss the days when we graduated from doing dungeons. Until like this week, I did. That's a weird take, Shadow Fiend. I miss the days when we stopped doing, when we had less content to do. I miss having fewer options. God, why can't it just be raid or die? I do find, you know, I do, to a degree, disagree with that take. That comes from the notion that you're surrendering to Mythic Plus as, I have to do this. This is the way to gear. I have to subject myself to these things that I'm not comfortable with. And that's a dangerous place to live in, because then you're just kind of forcing yourself through this misery. You want to try a Mythic Minus? What's up, dude? Oh, dude, I gotta show you real quick. Jewy. All right, hold up. Since I got you, I was thinking of you when I did this. Because I miss your smell. I'm gonna get onto this client here. I just want to show you this loading screen real quick, or this character select screen. You're scared? Don't get scared. Don't get scared. I'll hold your hand. Just take it. All right, hold up. Here we go. Here we go. Boop. Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's the PTR. No, I want live shit. Come on, show it to me. There we go. This here This is my attempt to be more like you. This is my impression of the burning tree. Yep. You can call it my tribute to you. It's his dick. No, he has a dick shield. Check it. Oh, you can't see my mouse cursor, but yeah, right in the middle. He's got a crazy dick shield. But yeah, dope. It's excellent. It's literally fine. I can never be you. No. Of course I can never be you. I want to be like you. Know what I mean? Anyway, I know I get people like to do it and it's a lot of content, but that thought is always there. Like you could have more and better gear if you just do this thing you don't want to do. And it's just like, I can understand that, but also I gotta admit, you can only blame yourself for it. It's like the idea of, so here's a tougher one that people have had to deal with. Titan forging. It's like, hey, I got this piece of gear, but it could have been better. Oh, so dissatisfied. And that could be a little bit tough for people. To a lesser extent, though, it's like, yeah, I know I could get elite gladiator gear. I could get mythic level gear. But boy, I gotta go through all that stuff, and I'm really upset about that. Yeah, that's a... I guess there's like an upper limit to it. I'm sure to a certain extent, all of us would love to believe, well, would love to be like, oh man, I'd love to be a millionaire right now. Or for, or if you're a crypto bro, it's like, oh, I wish I could be a billionaire right now. Multi-billionaire, something like that. But yeah, that's a tough... I feel bad for you. I feel bad for folks that are kind of stuck in those sorts of mindsets. Like I said, I think that, at the start of 9.1, I did like a good handful of Mythic Plus dungeons. But if anyone dared to look at my IO score or whatever and look at my record, you'll see I have not done a lot of dungeons. Definitely like a handful. It was like one a week it was like 2 a week for a while, and then 1 a week, and then I just stopped for a few months. And last night I did 4, which was insane. I was like, oh man, what do I get the time to run 4 dungeons? Holy crap! But there are some people that do it as their career. It's their thing. And that is what you get when you don't have weekly lockouts. You just keep fucking going. So you're damn right I'm going to keep pushing because it's there. The goal is there. I'm just going to keep trying and challenging myself. And, beyond 15s, there's the accolade of hitting a 20. You get the Keystone Hero thing. You get the cute little teleport guy. That's cool. But then, afterwards, it's just kind of enrichment. Remember when the only group content worth doing was raids? God, that was a good... No, I'm with you there, dude. Remember when it was real raiding, when it was locked to like 25 people, and you had to kick the baddies because they were bad? God, I hated that. Fuck, I hated non-flex raiding. That's probably the biggest reason why our guild will not do mythic raids. It's not just because we're woefully inept as a team. Some people perform great. They perform absolutely great. And by that, I mean me. But more than anything, I really don't like that. The social aspect of making a decision to tell someone, yeah, I know that, you set your time aside. This is your recreational time. This is your time to have fun and play with friends and whatnot. But you can't come because we're full up and you got the lowest DPS. That kind of sucks, dude. I don't like being in that position. And whenever I'm close to that, I'm usually like, so anyone want to volunteer themselves out? Because I hate making those decisions. I'm a big bitch when it comes to stuff like that. It takes a lot for me to want to make those sorts of, to make those tougher decisions, to tell people, no, you're not welcome here. Bitch. I don't like doing that. Oh, so. You got a level 90 Reaper. Nice. Let's just play RO and grant MVP cards for... That's not endgame, dude. Real endgame, Jewy, is to farm a shitload of dead branches and reducing Prontera to rubble. That is endgame, dude. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore. I know it's really just my issue, lol, but aren't some things part of Blizzard's design, like they're trying to persuade you in certain ways? Let's just make raid gear and dungeon gear separate. Boom, solved. I think a part of that, Shadow Fiend, is trying to acknowledge the audience that just legitimately likes doing both. I'll do it for you, I don't give a fuck. That's not, come on, Tharmas, that's not what I do. Some people do like doing both raids and dungeons. Like, for example, now it's like we have maybe 1 or 2 months left in the season, give or take. What if I wanted to be like, hey, I want to do Mythic Plus now? Well, what if I never did Mythic Plus? I'm a raider. This is my thing. But then at some point, I'm like, I'm getting that itch, baby. I'm getting that itch. I want to do that Mythic Plus stuff. Let's go. And then you start with item level 200 gear. Fuck, that sucks, dude. Damn it. It's like starting from the bottom again. It's like making a new character. It almost feels as if you want to do both, raids and Mythic Plus, like you either need to, no, that was a bad thought. I was gonna say something about making 2 characters or something like that, but no, that seems like a silly idea. But yeah, having a hard separation like that, it's something that I've definitely talked about, but I can never come to a great conclusion on how to make that work in such a way that doesn't just drive people bananas. And I don't know. I don't know what the better solution is. Because if you did separate raid and dungeon gear, people would be pissed off. I feel like they're intentionally intending to force people into raids and dungeons. I think they're leaving them both open to allow people the freedom to freely swap between game types. I agree. The mindset that I believe some of these people have is it's that whole mentality of possibility equates to expectation. It's the same thing as Titan forging. Oh yeah, Titan forging and legendaries back in Legion days. It's like, oh, if I didn't get like the best version of the gear, this is literally stupid. It's it's total garbage and blah 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 blah. I know you're a fan of this particular track, Chewy. Yeah, it would be like PvP, wouldn't it? No, because right now PvP is there's a very blurred line between PvP gear and non-PvP gear. All PvP gear is slightly less item level base, but slightly more item level in PvP. So it's very different. Like, feasibly, one could get a whole bunch of gear from Mythic Plus and raids that happens to have a shitload of versatility, get a couple PvP trinkets, and they'll probably smash. Until they get to like really high brackets. Then it's like, oh, it's game time. And they're going to have that much more of a trouble. I used to do PvP to get gear for raids back in Warlords. It's different now. That's the long and short of it. What if 9.2 releases in June? Then it releases in June. I doubt it. Seeing everything and the raid tests and all that stuff, and we're even seeing the advanced schedule. There are a number of content creators that are saying early February. It's only the 13th of this month. We still got 2-3 weeks left to go in this month, and so it's a little hard to say like either or. I'm gonna stick to February 22nd just because I don't want to think about it too much, and I just made a decision, and there we go. And there we go. I'm a lazy sack of shit. Whatever. Excuse me. But yeah, when it comes to the whole cross gearing thing, I think that's gonna be a forever debate. It's gonna be a forever debate that started because Blizzard wanted to make dungeons feel relevant. I definitely don't regret, or I definitely don't feel like Mythic Plus never should have happened. I think it's great that it happened. I think it was extremely healthy for the game as another kind of end game outlet. I also believe, of course, that there should be better end game outlets for people who are not about top parse, max deeps, and that sort of thing. I think it's and we are seeing efforts from the WoW team to cater to that. Right now, it comes in the form of like anima, and doing all those cosmetic things for perks and whatnot. In 9.2, I feel like it's coming in a pretty big way. Like I hope I just put out a video. I did, right? Yes. I put out a video that talks about how different the outdoor game is going to be for for people who don't raid, PvP, Mythic Plus, and all that stuff. And I think there are some cool options that are accessible now. I think that's great. But I think there's, in terms of like casual stuff, there's transmog, there's perks and buffs, and and some power. There's definitely a value to feeling strong, regardless of what your end game sort of thing is, because the way you experience the game, the vehicle at which you experience it is with your character. So having your character feel stronger from doing stuff, it feels necessary, it feels good. But I feel like there should be more of these outlets for people who don't do this organized stuff. So, I'm going to talk about player housing. Now I'm just going to name drop it. But that's kind of what I'm alluding to. Hey, Wild Smasher. It's been a while, dude. Show Me the Sugar says that Mythic Plus is super toxic. It's the main reason why I stopped doing it. I can definitely agree to a certain degree because I have a team, and that kind of feels that can be kind of deceptive too. Someone like me who I mostly raid log, and I can be a dumbass in the game sometimes. It's like, how does this bitch get a team? And it's part of it is because with the raiding and stuff, it leads into side relationships of, hey, these people that I do raids with, like they also do some Mythic Plus. You guys want to do some stuff? Yeah, cool. We know each other. It's all good, and so we do it. We time keys, we fail keys, and we have a good time. I feel like it's not everyone. It's probably not here with the people in chat, but some people are just lazy about the whole social aspect of MMO gameplay. People care more about timing keys than building relationships. Does that make sense? To me, there's a greater value in the camaraderie and the relationship building, because that just leads to the other stuff eventually, right? If your focus is, 15s and 20s to the detriment of everything else, I I gotta question whether you look at some of your party members and if you even consider them like people or not. And I'm probably wrong in a lot of ways. I'm sure some people are like, oh yeah, dude, when you do like 10s through 14s, like it's pretty shit, it's pretty rough. But when you do like 20s and stuff, like everyone's talking and everyone knows each other and blah blah blah. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that's how it is, and that's fine. But it can be better, and it's up to not just you. It's not it's not like, well, just make a better group, blah blah blah. It's not that easy. It's up to everybody to remember that we're playing with people, and people don't like to feel mistreated or talked down to and stuff like that. Does that sound familiar? Does that mirror anything that seems familiar of what's going on these days? Not just in Blizzard, but in the gaming world and everywhere else. Maybe we should just treat people better. And then suddenly things might work out a little bit better. We need more fucking counselors and psychiatrists in gaming. Oh man. You're doing hardcore New World. Oh, nice. Nice. It's a shame that it totally fell off for me. For no reason. Other than there wasn't much to do. Or at least the things that I was doing, it wasn't changing. Like level 10, level 20, level 30, level 40. I'm like, why does the game not feel any different? I'm doing the same stuff. Starting game felt like end game. And it's a cool loop. Don't get me wrong, Wild Smasher. Like, you go in, you get your side quests, start doing shit, fucking stuff up, and then of course and I never got to max level. So there are things that I'm missing out on, like all those like crazy faction assaults, and I don't know how they all work. I don't remember the names of all of them. I'm very ignorant about that. So I'm sure there's some fun stuff, but it feels like outside of those things, it didn't really like pull me in. But it's a cool world. Get it? It's a cool world to just be in. Because like for a while I would just log in and chop some wood, put it into my storage thingamajigger, try to make myself bigger bags, and like that's it, So I just existed. And there's a certain kind of tranquility and enjoyment there. And it's a buy to play. I can jump back in whenever the fuck I want, and I'm not tied to anyone or anything, so I can do whatever I like. Ha ha ha. Yeah, like what Peter was saying, it's toxic, yes, but only in lower brackets, like 8 to 12. I have a feeling that it's higher than that, but that's just a feeling, I do believe that all we got to do really is just kind of treat each other a little bit better and be all right. Mythic Plus is also toxic in higher brackets when you trying to pug 20 to 25. It's super painful because the key depletes from one mistake. I get that. Thank you for chiming in, hemoglobin. So it sucks sometimes. But when you're playing at that level too, and when if you equate, this is a risky thing I'm doing. If you try to equate 20s and higher to mythic rating, then there is going to be expectations. In mythic raids, sometimes you go through like this, some teams will go through this lengthy process of interviewing people and doing trials with them and blah, 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 blah. With Mythic Plus, it's just faster, I imagine. Maybe you'll look at their record and try to kind of do some like forensic analysis. Oh, they did this many keys, but they only did this few keys, but how'd they get like to 20s? Oh, they must have paid for that shit. That sort of thing. Beyond that, the process, I imagine, is just faster, which is cool, but also there are some risks there. So that's why my takeaway from this whole thing is a reminder that this is an MMORPG with people, and maybe we should try to treat each other better. It's tough though, because it's just a shit platitude, right? My audio. Oh yeah, my audio is perfect every time. Pugs almost made me quit WoW after my guild fell, and then I joined PAL. Yeah, like we're like professional raid loggers, like a lot of other guilds. I almost feel lucky that the rate at which my guild, the rate of attrition has just worked out for 14 years. It's just worked out. I happen to get, a decent number of people, enough folks to keep going. And I'm thankful for everyone, even the people that I ended up kicking, even the people I ended up not liking. I still value the time that they spent. Nah, I take that back. Nah, some people are like, I'm glad that bitch is gone. Man, how dare they hook up? Sheesh, you guys are weird. You guys ever had that? You're in a WoW guild, and there are two people in there that end up like romancing each other. They end up meeting in real life and all that. And then it hella doesn't work out. Oh, drama, dude. Drama. Actually, I think the relationship did work out, at least for a while. But it just felt weird for the guild. It's like, oh, y'all are meeting up now? Okay. Awkward. No for you, dude. I think when you just inhabit guilds for long enough, then maybe you start seeing that sort of stuff. It's not like I have like an endless number of stories, but 14 years of running a guild, or running and being part of a guild. Technically, I ran it for 13 of those years. Shit happens. Not just that, but all sorts of other things. And that makes it fun. In both ways, I've had guildies who got married, and we had the breakup drama when neither wanted to leave the guild. Ooh, that's weird. I think with the one that I recall, like they both left for greener pastures. I think they were still together at the time, which is hey, that's cool. Man, though. But in the same guild of people for like 9 years, most of them are married. I think I'm the only single person in the guild. So that means you're a bachelor. Yeah! Available! I've witnessed many husband and wife raid leads implode during raid. Oh god! That sounds horrifying. Oh, that sounds bad. I feel bad because like Dee, she just does like kind of her own thing on WoW these days. Doesn't raid, dungeon, all that stuff. She's the consummate casual. She just lives in that world, does her own thing. Just imagine how awkward that is in a guild of one. Not awkward. It's just concerning. A little something to worry about. Yeah. All right. So I said that I was going to do like a playthrough of, or I was going to start a fresh playthrough because my character in the PTR is so broken. So broken. Oh, camping. Yay, camping king. Thank you, dude. For resubbing. Much appreciation to you, dude. But yeah, I said I was going to make a fresh person. Did I copy someone already? No, I did not copy someone yet. In the Guild of One, it doesn't matter if you're left hand being jealous here. Not just jealous, man. They did something about it. And now, I'm only right-handed. Which sucks. Because before this, I was left-handed. Damn. Bummer, bummer, bummer. So, on Monday, I went over to my sister's place to like just run a quick errand. I walk into the house and I pull up to the house and I see that her car's not there. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess she's at the gym or she's doing a thing, whatever. This is kind of in the morning. I walk in and I hear activity in the house. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on. So I'm doing some shit real quick, and then I walk upstairs and I see my nephew just kind of lying there on the bed on his phone. I'm like, hey, nephew, what you doing? Why aren't you in class? I say, and he's like, oh, they put us back on distance learning. He's a freshman in high school. They put us back on distance learning because last week he said like at least a third of the kids in class didn't show up because they were sick with presumably with COVID. I'm like, damn. And here I am standing there. He's like, so he's in his room. I'm like, I'm more than 6 feet away. And he says this, and I'm like, motherfucker. I don't have a mask on. I got none of this shit on. I'm like, okay, well, okay. And I immediately leave. I walk into a room real quick to check on something, and then I immediately leave the house. I'm like, God damn. Because I'm upset by this because before I went over on Monday, I texted my sister. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be coming over to switch out the cars, and basically was like, oh, okay. And that was like maybe like half an hour to an hour before I actually drove down. So by the time I got there, she's gone. And this is when my nephew tells me, oh yeah, like mom and sissy, like they left to get tested. And I'm like, son of a bitch. They didn't even tell me about this before I came over, because they know I'm like super paranoid about it, because I'm a dumb bitch, or I'm a far left Pizzagate something. I don't know, whatever. So I was upset because I'm like, dude, like, I'm trying to be careful about this. You didn't tell me about this, and then I came over. So she gave her apologies, and that was that. But I'm still like, ugh. I know, and then I was like reading up all the stuff, and all the things were telling me, quit tripping. You're more than likely fine. No one moved. You were only there for like a few minutes. You didn't get close to anybody. You didn't touch anything. You're fine. But I'm still like, ugh. Yeah, I was. Am I a clean freak? No, not a clean freak. Like, I'm just fearful of this stupid thing. But yeah, I tend to. I have headache problems, so I, of course, bitching over that gave me a headache, and I was like, ugh. But I'm over it. I'll be all right. Probably. So, COVID seems pretty chill. Yeah. No, you're right though. Like, even when I try to look up doomsday numbers and all that, I'll see, between 200,000 people who were vaccinated that did get COVID, only like this many people died. Like it was like, way less than 1%. And of those people, all of them had like some crazy pre-existing conditions and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. Okay. Like I said, there are things that I just struggle with and just got to deal with. Stop being a bitch about it. I haven't had migraines since I stopped playing WoW 5 or 6 days a week for 5 to 10 hours. Well, wow. You need to get those migraines back, dude. Don't you miss them? Come on. 5 to 10 hours. God damn, Rye. Wait, you only have, don't you only really have like one character? I thought I was crazy. Having only, okay, you don't have one. Well, you fooled me. Yeah, you didn't show up, Rye, last night. We all expected you. We were all waiting for you. And we were so upset. I'm just kidding. We had some decent runs though. We were just doing like 15s and we didn't time them all because of like silly mistakes. And we actually mostly blamed the healer. I think that was the vibe that I got when we were trying to finish those dungeons. I think we were mostly blaming the healer. One of them was one of the guys in guild, Ken. No, he was fine though. Actually, I think it was my fault that we failed that mists. It was a theater of pain that we blamed another healer because his throughput was just like really poop. The full stat is 78 people who are dying. Oh, was that? Did I totally read that wrong? I thought it was out of 200,000 people who were vaccinated and had cases. Something like that. Okay. Last migraine was Monday, all day, affected my back. Oh, migraines are tough, dude. Oh, right. That's what it was. Yeah. I mean, I still kind of understood the stat as it's a low fucking chance. So it's a low chance. You need to have like all sorts of pre-existing conditions and otherwise not be immunized and all that stuff. Boop. Oh, come on. Now the other thing's not showing up. Come on, video game. There we go. Okay, so I made another goddamn character. And we're gonna do I'll do the skips and stuff because I want to start working on I talked about this yesterday. I want to start working on some research to where I can do like a good simulation of can a lobby survive patch 9.2. Now obviously this guy's not a lobby. This guy is king of the fucking mountain. You just reread the article about it? Okay, cool. Yeah, so my concern isn't exactly about getting sick. My concern is about spreading it to my in-laws because they're old. Obviously, I'm extremely old. And so you got to imagine they are like, vampire old. I'm just kidding. But that's my concern. Not me. It's me spreading it to them. They are not in the best of health. They are in that demographic of morbidities or whatever. There's somewhere in there. I don't think the vaccination is the problem though. It's if you're unhealthy as fuck. Well, you can't really do much about it if you're old. I mean, you can, but the likelihood is lower. So like I said, that's where my concerns and paranoia come from. Not with me, but with my in-laws. Like that's not. Remember, I'm one of those highly sensitive people who tend to be who try to be like really not try. Sometimes I don't try. I suddenly get really empathetic with shit and it drives me nuts. But it happens. But I don't want that guilt, man. I want to avoid that. So I'd really like to see that video about lobies. My level 190 druid is already frail enough as it is. I'd be curious if 9.2's intro can be done okay. I mean, if it's an alt, like, you're gonna get access to skips and other fun shit. But I plan on doing a simulation of people who they don't got nothing. Like they they're like at item level 200 or so. But I know that not everything is quite finished yet. There are rewards that haven't been quite given out yet. So I gotta be really careful as I start producing this. Vaccines are good if you're unhealthy, otherwise it's no issue. Well, keep in mind that one of those things that fall under unhealthy is immunocompromised, because you have some sort of other disease and you're treating something else, and you deal with it by taking stuff that fucks up your immune system or whatever. So some things are worse than others, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we're playing video games, guys. Fuck this noise. Like, what are we doing, man? Why depress ourselves with stuff like this? Okay, I am on the PTR. I have... Oh, no, don't sell the tomes. The tomes I want. Everything else is whatever. Okay. Alright, so... this character is just going to be the one that, like, plays through shit for me. So I'm going to just get all the good stuff. All the good shit. All the good shit. I'm gonna have a lot of verse. That's kind of nice, I guess. Okay, just get one of everything. Okay, shoulders, chest, wrist, gloves, belts, legs, feet, one neck. Wait, why am I doing these? I'm gonna get fucking tier. Whatever, it's okay. Everything is fine. I'm just buying gear, and then we're gonna buy different gear. Alright, so I think that's... I even took off the fucking legendary. Fuck that! Legendaries? What's that for? Alright. Let's see. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Didn't you do the video on Korthia with the lowest item level gear possible? Yes. Yes, I did. And that was kind of okay. It wasn't great. But going through the Korthia intro and all that, like, that helped. Because you get some starting gear. Yeah, you get some starting gear and you're otherwise kind of okay. Here, though, it's a bit different. Here, it feels a lot more skimpy. Like, you feel sort of fucked. But that's just kind of at the moment, that's kind of a guess. Boom, boom. Okay, so I'm gonna put on, where's that belt? I want that belt. Oh, that's right. Fucking my resonance is on this thing too. Shit. Oh, I hate you. Okay, so I need to make another resonance thing. Oh wait, no I don't. This is what it is, you dumb shit. Okay, so I'm fine. We're fine. I think I just need to make gear. You know what? That's not important. Having double legendaries, that's just for fun. I don't need to do that. Yeah, I'm okay there. I'll just put on, I'll just have like super dope item level and I'll be okay. Super dope item level, tier set bonus. Yeah, the tier set bonus will give me like the best bang for the buck, just for the purpose of fucking around and testing. Where's the... I have one more thing. Which stats is it? Helmet, something, legs? Legs? Nope, not legs. Gloves? Gloves. Okay, cool. Oh yeah. Palion top. Death Knight on the bottom. So. Tier should be tokens, fight me. I don't think it would be all that effective. No, it would help. I think it would help, Elsewords. I don't disagree with you there. But it's still a pain in the ass. Yeah, it would still be a pain in the ass. I don't have a solution for it though, so. Thank you for answering my next question. Wow, I answered your next question too? Nice. Oh, I'm good. All right. Did I pay for the skip? Did I do the skip already? Pay for the skip. I don't remember. I think I'm missing some shit from there too. Okay, I did it. Cool. Turn not being tokens makes no sense. They've had tiers tokens literally since vanilla. Why would they get rid of a good system now? I mean, in my guild, I'm the only demon hunter. If I don't get lucky myself, I'll never get tier drops. Oh yeah, I remember why now. I remember why now. You can make tier. So I think that dulls a lot of that pain. A lot of it. Now, we need context too, though. So let's be fair. We need context of, you got to consider, okay, how long is it going to take me to get at least a chest? Can I settle for a chest that I find somewhere in Zereth Mortis and convert that into a tier set piece? How tilted am I going to be because the tier set piece I have was something that was converted from world content as opposed to something that dropped from the raid? There's a certain dissatisfaction there. But for me, definitely, like, I know that I would care more about just having a set bonus over the item level of that particular piece of gear. Several months down the road, I'll be like, dude, I still haven't gotten my shit. Fuck, give me tokens. That's still a totally good piece of feedback to give. But I think a lot of that can feel watered down because, well, you can at least make it somehow. Problem is, since it's not testable, there's a lot of us that have that sort of object permanence, kind of. Oh, we can't see the solution, so it doesn't exist. So I'm mad. So I at least want to acknowledge that, let's keep that in consideration at least. Antidotes. Haha, haha. Ryan made a typo. There goes all your credibility, dude. I'm not even going to read the rest of your statement. Oh, man. So should we be farming 10 Mythic Pluses a week and trying to save tier slot pieces even if they're not an upgrade just in case we have terrible luck? Do you want to? That's the question. The question is not should we. The question is, should you? Know what I mean? And even then, just because, even if there are tokens, what if your luck is still shit anyway, and you just never get it? Then we'd be in the same boat. It would just be the likelihood of bitching goes down, but it's still there. Can we just stop talking about COVID now and say that I'm right about everything? We're fine. Boys, boys, boys. Children, children, children. This is my show. This is my show. You're not gonna take it away from me, bitches. What's very interesting is that these two are guildmates. Ugh. Drama, right? All right. So let's see. Who is whispering me? Hey, how can I get the legendary and the new gear? Vendor in Orbos. So the new patch isn't live yet. Do we know when it's going live? Guesstimations are all over the place. People are saying anywhere between early February and early March. Some people are saying 2023. Why does this thing not give? Okay, so now I noticed that this skip does not give me anything. Actually, no, I don't like the skip. Fuck it. I don't want to do the skip. After going through all that trouble, Soul, for getting all this gear, you bitch out of it. He lost control. Shut up and drink your coffee, Soul. Okay. Oh yeah, he looks delectable. All right, let's make another one. Because I saw that some article on Wowhead gave some sort of like fat quest reward of completing shit. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Actually, no, I should test some shit. Okay, okay. Yeah, let me look up where that article is. There's like some Wowhead article where they said, hey, I got like 200 of those cipher thingamajiggers. And that's dope. Okay, so tier sets, vessel, double Legos. No. Oh god, don't tell me this is like on Twitter that I saw this. Oh no. I gotta look for Twitter for information. That's not good. Shit. Oh, here we go. I actually found it very quickly. Okay, so there is if you start the quest, or if you start this thing fresh, you get like 200 of them cipher things to like start with. And I do not have any of the cipher things. That blows. So how much do I get here? I get 40 something ciphers there. That sucks. So it's like for alts, doing the skip sucks. You know, that reminds me of 9.1. I remember people were bitching over the idea that if you skip the first 3 chapters, then you miss out on a handful of those embers that you use to upgrade shit, to upgrade your shards of domination. This seems to be like a repeat of that. Really, Solo Boob is mature language. Okay. How about Bube. Sheesh. Having Indonesian coffee. Battle for Ardenweald has some stuff in it for low-geared players too. Yes, that is true. I remember there was at least a weapon that you got from there. Arena thing is going from Arena World Championships March 18th points to around February 22nd. See? Fucking Soul a Prophet. Soul so knows the future. Okay, don't do the skip. Just do the questy things. Oh god. Fucking weird ass add-ons. No, disable all of it. Saving sanity by doing the skip and not doing the intro quest 10 times is way worth the skip. Well, this is PTR feedback. This might change. But, well, at the moment, getting 200 ciphers of the first ones is a shitload of ciphers. Now, something to also consider is that for alts, I guess the cipher is not like that big of a deal. I think a lot of folks are like, I want to unlock that flying, baby. That's where the money is. But 200 ciphers is a shitload of ciphers. So here's some context. Getting the, opening a treasure with ciphers in it, you get 2 ciphers in that. Killing a rare, you get like 4 ciphers. So you got to kill like a shitload of those dudes in order to get like them 200 ciphers. And that stuff can definitely mean a lot. That Blizz time gates. Yeah. Let's see. If you have multiple characters that you want to head start on the rep, how is the skip in that situation? I'd have to do some testing. I'd have to do, like now. Do I get any rep with the Enlightened faction in the first 3 chapters? Which is basically like the intro. So I'm gonna I'll try to blow through it real quick. Okay, I fucking can't resist. I gotta buy shit. I gotta do it, man. How can I not? All right, let's again sell all this shit. Goodbye, gear. You take up so much space. It's insane. You know what I think we need at this point? I think that we need a reagent bank in our normal backpack. Can we have that, please? I just sold flasks. Son of a bitch. Did I sell the tomes? I sold the tome. No, the tomes are still there. We're still good. Perfect. Everything is fine. Okay, I don't need trinkets. I need here we go. Class sets. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I'll wear those things. And wait, that was a belt. I don't want that. I want that. And boom, boom, boom. And let's see. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful skirt. Okay. Got 4 sets. Got Lego. Is there something that I can grab, like shoulders or some shit? I could swear that I had like some shoulders or something like that. We need reagent bank tabs. No, I don't think that would work. I don't think reagent bank tabs would work because the whole point of the reagent bank in your normal bank is that you're able to craft things and fetch things or whatever, and it'll pull from that inventory, which is Oh, mwah, thank you for finally making that a thing whenever the fuck it was they put that in. But a guild one, that's not going to be effective. Unless there was a way to... unless there's like some way to allow people to pull from the guild bank. But I have a feeling that would be rife with exploits. There'd probably be a way to dupe gear that way, I'm more than certain. Time gating is a sensitive subject because I've seen more and more discourse, and I'd like to say that I have more experience navigating the discourse than you guys do, at least among other people broadly, broad views and stuff like that. How you feel is how you feel. I'm not going to contest that. But I've noticed that more and more people have kind of distorted the meaning of gates and pacing to where they try to turn it into, this is everybody's problem. Not just it's a me problem. And there's no question that if you have a problem with it, then yeah, like I said, that's you gotta gripe, leave your feedback. That's legit. But trying to lump everybody in there is not fair. So. No, don't skip. don't do that. Don't do that. I am ready to go. That's all. Ooh. 28 days. Is that in reference to the reputation? I don't even think that's a legit conclusion yet. I'll have to do like some of the dailies to really take a look at it. Actually, if you guys can remember off memory, or if you guys just know, do the Korthia dailies, do they always give rep with the main with the Death's Advance faction, or does it only give rep when you get the rep bonus? Because off memory, I have bad memory. It always gave rep with the thing, with Death's Advance. And if that's the case, then I definitely can see that 28 days going down by a lot. Because at least from the Wowhead testing, they pointed out that the dailies don't give rep. It always gives Death's Advance, which is why you get Exalted with Death's Advance so much faster than Exalted with the Archivist. Yeah, so that's why... that's why I think the conclusion that... Or at least the takeaway that people had... I didn't read the Wowhead article. I love this. I love the violence here. Yes! If only WoW was like this all the time. I'll just mash the buttons. But yeah, that's why I think that whole pacing of getting the reputation and all that stuff is going to be way faster. Now, the big takeaway that folks are trying to drive home is the fundamental thing of people are just tired of rep. Period. Do I need to do a thing? Did I fuck up? I fucked up. No, I didn't fuck up. Yeah, people are just tired of rep. It's dated, they say. It's unnecessary. It's oh, hello. Where's my fan of shields? Fan of shields, go. Woo! Yeah, they're just tired of it. Which I get it. I also think it's kind of soft too. It's like, oh, that's it. I think I'll be okay with that. And I'm also, and I'm also kind of like, at least it sounds like this might not affect the race to world first. if it seems like they're not gonna have any hope of accessing double Legos before the before the race is likely to end. Sipsy, first time caller. Love the video, super curious. What's the highest level you've played at in the 3 forms of endgame, PvP, Mythic Plus, and Mythic Rating? If we take the equivalent of Mythic Rating and talk about Heroic before, when it was the highest thing, I've dabbled in Heroic raids. I think the best that we ever did as a team was getting halfway through Heroic Siege of Orgrimmar. Yeah, I think that was it. And then when Mythic came, we're like, Mythic, aw. Well, there goes our career. No, actually, we did do some Mythic in Warlords, in Blackrock Foundry. We happened to have enough people. We did a little bit of Mythic stuff, but we only got like 3 or 4 bosses down. As for PvP, that's not even worth talking about. And with Mythic Plus, next week I might get KSM. So, well, and I'll be talking about that in some other video later. Like you missed a lot of that because you were Sipsy, because if you're curious about what I've done, I was talking about how my progress through Mythic Plus and how I have like this kind of form of imposter syndrome, and well, I'm not going to get into it. I already talked my head off on that. Maybe you'll see it in a video like next week or something. Oh hey, they fixed this bug! Yay! Before this wasn't phased, and there were like 50 people here that are all crowding this guy. It's like, oh, we cannot see shit here, guys. The Race to World First, people say the numbers they crunched have them getting double Lego before the raid. Really? Getting revered before the raid? So I wonder what the difference is between Wowhead's calculations and their calculations. Time gating is a wonderful system. Wonderful is a strange word to use, but let me read this. Time gating is a wonderful system that I'm thankful WoW's put in place. If WoW didn't have any time gates, people would consume all the content in a day or two and then complain that there's nothing to do. I agree with that. There's also the notion of some people, they don't really vibe with the half hour a day sort of thing. It's like, hey, it's cool that I only have to play half hour a day and I feel like I'm done with stuff, but I feel like as in they, feel like, what if I want to be on for a long time and there's like a bunch of stuff that I want to do? There's a limit to what I get out of it. And that sucks. So, like, for example, people who could only play on the weekends. The whole notion of daily limits, that kind of sucks. What would be cooler, I think, how we have like the weekly quests and emissaries that last, weekly quests that last for a week, obviously, emissaries or covenant colonies that last for 3 days. Maybe if they went more into that, that would be different. I don't know. Different, better, worse, something like that. No, that actually sounds worse because what if there are people that that do want to know life, and then they definitely have less to do. But is that so bad? I don't know. Imagine if dailies weren't dailies. Imagine if dailies were actually let me walk that back. What if they didn't have dailies anymore, period, and they just had world quests? Would that be better? Dude, there's a lot of clicking for this initial thing. Remember, they have an extra week for Mythic this time out. Do they? I forget. Wait, I forgot how the raid release schedule is going to work. I thought it was, you know, first week is first 8 bosses, normal and heroic, and then second week is everything. That's, you know, maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while since I looked that up. I feel like part of the problem with rep is that the UI is just a spreadsheet. If they spent some time to make it a bit more friendly, that would help some. I don't know, dude. I think everything. Remember, this is a MMORPG. I think we can spreadsheet everything if we put in that modicum of effort. Everything can be deconstructed into like its very dry parts, and then, you know, so I think it's unfair to take out all the color and personality and vibrance that comes from the game that's put in front of the systems, the spreadsheets and all that stuff, and then talk about the spreadsheets. I think that's a little unfair, or I think it's unfair to separate it in a kind of deceptive way. Kind of. Don't forget that time gating is also limited currently to cutting edge content, and if you came back a few weeks into the patch, you could just play through everything in a row. Someone left a comment in a video, and I said that I was going to address some WoW negativity and talk about the 2 kinds of players in WoW. There are more than 2 kinds of players in WoW, but I'm gonna kind of oversimplify it into 2 kinds of players in WoW, and it's the people who play every day and the people who come in like later. I don't have good thoughts on this yet, but I want to tackle that because I think there's some interesting discussion and conversations to have about people who are like, well, this game definitely doesn't respect my time because because the efforts that I put into are going to be negated by the time we get to the next tier. So that's like really dumb. But you also have another crowd who says, wow, these catch-ups are dumb. And you have people who say these catch-ups are dumb. People should be playing through the content in order. But then you have another camp of people who are saying content should always be relevant as well. And that comes to, I kind of think of the Mage Tower when it comes to that. There are a lot of conflicting thoughts. People are pissed off about certain things, but the negativity is not unified at all. At least in the context that I'm trying to talk about. Do you think people would complain less about everything if there wasn't a monthly subscription? No. Nope. I think they just use the monthly sub as a talking point. That's it. Oh wait, what am I doing here? I am doing stuff. Yeah, if this was a free-to-play game, we'd have different complaints instead. That's it. So it wouldn't be fewer complaints, they'd be different. Some people would be happy about stuff, other people would be pissed about stuff. People have their doom speak about, their fears of this and this happening if WoW did go bona fide free to play. Guild Wars 2 doesn't have a monthly sub, and you should see some of the stuff people complain about. Right now, I have unendless content. What? I agree. People complain because it's trendy. It to me, it sounds so awkward coming from someone like me, but I think social media has made gaming super super toxic, which is a little depressing because it's also like saying, oh, well, if gamers were always like this and now it's just gotten worse because it's easy for them to talk to each other, does that mean gamers were always a bunch of dicks? That sucks. I don't want to think that, but the thought crosses my mind. I can't even imagine what the store would look like if WoW went free to play or buy to play. I don't know. Pine Luckius, what's up, dude? It's been like forever since I've seen you. Where have you been? Where's your tribute? I'm just kidding. I know there would be different complaints, but I feel like your complaining makes a little bit more sense if you're constantly spending money and not getting what you think you should be. I have to admit, like, if you're, at the risk of using fucking analogies, if you're well, okay, maybe this isn't an analogy, but if you're constantly spending money and not getting what you think you should be, why are you constantly spending money? Yeah, I would advise not spending money if seeing that as a concern. $15 is still $15, right? Gold is still gold. There's still something that you're doing in order to get that. And if that doesn't feel worth it, then stop doing it. It's a very simple thing. But I care about the game so much. It's quite the conundrum. I want to like the game, but instead I'm gonna hate on it so much. What about the other people spending money who want something different? And again, that's the conundrum that WoW makes for itself. That they're constantly trying to develop for everybody, a little something for all, and there's, they can't just stay still and be like, okay, we've settled on these things, we're gonna just keep developing these things, because people also want new things too. People will have to disable those progenitors buffs for. I mean, I'm pretty sure that as they're making it, they'll just like. Yeah, I think that's a given. I don't think anyone is gonna think otherwise, Ms. Especially because they're very obviously additives and additives and pluses. Like, I think those are easy enough to disable. I'm not angling for the deconstructive view of rap. I'm talking about the 15-year-old UI that could really do with a new coat of paint. Imagine something like a bit of the Covenant swap page for each reputation in the game, describing them, displaying rewards, and so on and so forth. The UX, the user experience, the look and the feel of things. I'm getting gear. I should fucking remember this, you idiot. Did I get anything out of this? No, I got some stuff. So I'm getting 226s out of this. Much better than the 200s from Korthia. That's nice. Really though? Just gloves. Come on, man. Give me a real thing. You got promoted and you're always working. Thank Funk. The company decided to hire new people so my workload. That's good, dude. Yeah, it's like, why does this still look like? Oh, okay. The character sheet did change. It was simplified. Some people hate it, and I think that's kind of the angle that I'm taking. Some people wouldn't be fond of like, oh god, you gotta, hit the rep tab, and all of a sudden, bang, this whole kind of visual UI pops up. I mean, it's cool. But maybe I just want to see a condensed version of it too. So I think the urgency of something like that might be there. It's, you know, just because we don't see a thing, more than likely does not mean that they haven't like tried talking about it, or somebody in the team tried to petition for it, and then they were like, you know, the producer person was like, that's not gonna fit anywhere, dude. We can't put this in. And those are the choices that multiple people have to make, decision makers, producers, the game director, and all that stuff. You know, they got to decide what the team is going to actually work on. And unfortunately, they work on like such a wide spread of stuff that it feels like when we're looking at this stuff, oh, they haven't done fucking anything, man. They call this thing a big patch. That's full of shit. But I'm not saying don't be dissatisfied. All right. You know, if you're unhappy about your thing, please be unhappy about your thing. Don't let someone try to silence you because, well, they're working on everything else, so shut up and be grateful that they're doing anything at all. That's cringe, dude. We ain't gotta do that. No other game requires external add-ons in order to play it at the level that you want. I super disagree with that. I am fully confident. This will sound so stupid, but I'm fully confident that people can clear Mythic, clear 20s without add-ons. I fully believe that. Maybe next expansion I'll try to prove it. By just not using boss mods, and I think that's the main thing for me. I use DBM. Well, okay. Actually, that won't even be a great test. That won't prove that. I don't know if that'll prove much of anything to anyone, because they'll, you know, if I say like, oh, I can clear heroic without add-ons, and then they'll say, well, why don't you clear mythic, because heroic is literally something that literal monkeys can do, and I'm like, great. You guys and your fucking expectations, man. But no, I do quite believe that they can clear him without him, because I'm pretty sure, you know, it's not like I've seen it for myself, but I'm pretty sure that internal test teams can clear, you know, are not allowed to play with add-ons. They have to just remember shit. And if that means that encounters take longer to clear because it takes more time for the raiders to like remember all the callouts and things like that, then so be it. I don't think that's bad design. Problem is though that when it comes to add-ons in general, oh man, the industry of WoW, the community that does add-ons and all that stuff, it's so intrinsically linked that if Blizzard were to one day say, okay, we disabled all the add-ons in the game, they're just done, they're all gone, that would quite near destroy the World of Warcraft as it is, because add-ons are simply a big, you know, they are part of the personality that colors the game. It's part of what it is now. It's been part of it ever since they started doing it. And to a certain extent, you know, it's a very welcoming thing, because it invites add-on developers to make things that they think are cool. Leaving their platform fairly open for this sort of side development is cool. The dependence on it is entirely the individual's fault, though. If you're dependent on it, that's on you. See, I'm dependent on fucking BlizzMove because I want to move my window out of the way of my damn chat. Could Blizzard add that in themselves? Absolutely. But you know, if a person making an add-on can do it easily, that is in one part Blizz being lazy, but it's also their way of acknowledging, hey, this add-on community is robust and they can do like a lot of cool things. I do think that fucking moving windows should be a thing. Although I would say that the user experience of even just these windows is a kind of complicated thing that uses a lot of care and nuance to try to make sure that the experience is good, because it would suck having a bunch of windows open up and they like overlap on top of each other. That would like be sort of like ugh too. Anyway. Yeah, this week has proven that I can just straight talk about WoW for hours and hours and hours. Even if I'm repeating the same shit, I don't care. It's so fun to talk about. And it's thanks to you guys. You guys chiming in and talking, even if we're like disagreeing on things. I want to make it clear that whenever, I give like my bad takes or rotten takes, that I always want to come away from this like, shut that down and then be able to like have beer and wine afterwards and just still chill and whatnot. I don't want people to feel like if I disagree with something that I'm making it personal to them. That feels fucked up, and I don't mean, and I never ever mean to do that. And whenever that does happen, it's totally your fault. But anyway, what did I miss reading? Oh shit, a ball. Do we have info or speculation about the next expansion? There's a pretty decent thread on MMO Champion. It's obviously a fake leak. They're all leaks are fake, but it was a pretty good one. It talked about Dragon Isles. It had like really good emotional pulls to it. Like it said that, this expansion is gonna have like this insane cinematic, because the team that does do those high-end cinematics, they dropped everything so they can make this really awesome thing for the 10.0 and blah blah blah. So it sounded convincing. It's not. It's definitely fake. And there's no way that you can convince me otherwise, because I'm right, mostly. Sylvanas Mythic without add-ons, 20 plus keys without add-ons. Yes, I do believe so. The dependence on that grows as you do higher level content, but I totally believe that it can be done. It just is that much harder. Remember the original add-on is remembering shit. And that's it. I think I talked about this a while back, but in an old guildmate of mine, we were talking about tanking, I think. And he was like, how is it that you do the call outs and remember these things and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I just remember it. And he was like, what? He kind of came back down on it, but he said, wait, you just remember? I'm like, yeah. No, it wasn't about call outs. It was about rotations and rotation. It was cooldown, tracking cooldowns. There we go. It was about tracking cooldowns mid-fight and stuff like that. Like, how do you remember those things? How do you remember everyone else's healer cooldowns and blah, blah, blah? I'm like, well, yeah, I remember it. That's why during raids, if anyone dares to pay attention, I'll ask the healers, hey, tell me what your cooldowns are. Or I'll tell them, hey, talk amongst yourselves which cooldowns you're going to use. And then I'll just remember them. Okay, cool. First chains thing, I'm going to expect an AMZ, a darkness, and that's it, and just some light healing. Okay, second chains, I'm going to expect Spirit Link here, and blah blah blah. And then I'll say, hey, why don't you use the Spirit Link first, so that way we can have for the third one, and blah 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 blah. So some people will opt to use add-ons too, and that's fine. It's totally fine if you want to use a bajillion add-ons. But if you're going to say that you need but if you're going to say factually that these add-ons are required for everyone to complete content, then I'll fight that. I admit that I'm not a Mythic Raider. I don't you know, I'm not gonna bother with the logistics. I'm not gonna bother with the drama of having to deny people the spots or whatnots. But given the chance, if I was doing mythic raids, I would do it with nothing but DBM telling me some of those ability, you know, boss abilities and stuff. That's a bit harder to remember, but eventually I get trained for it. And thank you, Walrus, for the sub, dude. Yeah, eventually I'll start remembering those things, because then I'll just get into the flow. The best add-on, like I said, is remembering stuff. And the way you program this add-on is by wiping a lot. If I'm pretty sure the race to world first would still be, it wouldn't be exactly the same. It would take longer. It would take, who knows, maybe twice as many pulls to like get shit done. But shit'll get done. I believe in the ability of people. Okay, why is my chat not working around? Okay, there it is. Keep those add-ons. I'm not trying to have more than necessary. I like my biggest dependence on add-ons, like I said, are boss timers, because it feels nice to say, okay, this and this ability is coming in 3. That helps tremendously, obviously. And I'll remember the ability that's coming, but it's very easy for me to get distracted on, you know, when a certain other thing is coming. It'll force people to use their brains and stop being lazy. I think the options are fine. I really do think having the option of using add-ons, cool. Some people want the help. Higher end players, you know, they figure that stuff out. They fucking write the add-ons. You know, they set the template for the rest of us, for the rabble, to figure it out eventually too. So I'm thankful for that. Simple example is this week's fixes on Mythic Plus. You can't even see the bolstering stacks on the nameplates, and in general, on this is shitty nameplates, Blizz, you can't even see the percentage of the thing that you're fighting if you have aggro or nope. Really, you can't see bolstering stacks? I thought you could. You just see a shitload of, you just see a line of bolsters. And the way it works these days is each bolster has a timer to it. Because bolstering still stacks, but now that they're on timers, they have separate kind of things to it. So, yeah, I mean, I use Plater, so, you know, I do see those. But if it's not on the base UI, yeah, that sucks. But also, I think the more useful thing to look at is HP. Are they dead? Are they dead? No? Don't pull more yet. Wait until you do more. So there's kind of a, you know, there's kind of a mental tick in your head that says, should I pull more yet? Nah, don't do it. Don't do it yet. No, the game gives you the ability to customize your UI the way WoW does, and every time I've tried other games, they've all felt so limiting compared to what I can do with my WoW UI. I mean, there's a certain joy in that. It's like being a car enthusiast or something, or some sort of enthusiast. You want to just customize the look and feel of things the way that you want them to. And I think that's cool. You know, when it doesn't become cool is when it straight up cheats for you. Like, yeah, some add-ons, they take, I feel like they take too much of the guesswork out of things. I'm trying to remember one that was like really bad. Like, remember Wrath of the Lich King? There was some add-on that straight up showed lines. It showed like all the visual indicators for all the abilities and stuff, and so people just kind of ran into the thing and like that was it. No, that's a bad example, because having those sorts of visual indicators is good, and eventually WoW started to opt into doing that. Thing is, part of the dependence on add-ons, some people don't quite realize what those visual indicators even are. Do I move in or do I stack for this? Well, because the thing moves in like this, you should stack. Well, I didn't know that. Well, that's how it's been for like this, this many expansions now. That's how the indicator looks. Oh, I didn't know that. DBM didn't tell me that. Well, God damn it. You should know. You know what the other useful add-on is? I'd say almost more useful than DBM and whatnot is your shot caller. The person that tells you the thing to do. Very useful. Hey, Carl, stop standing in fire. Oh, shit, you caught me. It's a very useful add-on that informs the user of what they're doing wrong, but it also informs the team of what the user is doing wrong, so that way we can point and laugh. Very useful. Talking to each other. It's amazing. Let's see. Expansion leaks are the best part before expansions get announced. Real quick on expansion leaks and why they're all fake is because of compartmentalization. Who would know that much about an expansion? Who would know that much? And what kind of position do they need to be in, but still not be known? You don't. you really don't. The time when an expansion becomes most vulnerable to a leak, the real season of leaks begins something like the week of. The week that it's going to be announced, or in hindsight, the week when it was going to be announced, if you start seeing things, that's when you want to kind of pay some attention to it. I think that's what happened with Shadowlands. Week of, you started to see like some promotional stuff, because by that time, that's when you start seeing Blizzard not outsource, but that's when they partner up with the t-shirt companies and the printing companies and blah blah blah, and that's when you're most likely to see those sorts of vulnerabilities. Anytime before that, though, it's full of shit, dude. There's no one person that's gonna say, oh yeah, so this is why they made the cinematics like this, and here's the plot of the expansion, and here's the timeline, blah blah. No one person knows that information whose name we don't know. If it was leaked by John Haidt. It was leaked by Ybarra. It was leaked by Ian Hezekiah, and it'd be really obvious internally who leaked this shit. Who would know all this stuff? Fucking she would know. He would know. The fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, it's but they're fun. They're fun to read. Leaks are fun to read. I'll give you that, though. But that's all I get out of it. Entertainment. I think February is going to give us a big announcement in lieu of BlizzCon. I kind of agree with that, because I think that's when the patch is going to come out. Cool things are going to happen around that time. Does that mean Excel and Google Docs are a WoW add-on, since so many healers use those to plan out healer cooldowns for encounters? No. The only issue is that if you can't remember mechanics, then you better have those add-ons on LOL, and that's fine. I'm trying to drive home that add-ons are fine to have, but the conversation of saying that add-ons, everybody needs add-ons to do anything in WoW, is very false. I prefer bigwigs. The alerts are less obnoxious by default. Lol. If you use add-ons, though, you can use less of your brain trying to remember and spend bantering with the guild and wipe less. I agree with too. Can you do your Mythic Plus confessions again? I just woke up. No, you're only there for one of them, so you don't matter, Pika. Okay, you were technically there for two, because you did that +2 plague fall with us. Soul, do you also play Final Fantasy, right? I've never played it, but can you please tell if the people there use add-ons? Are there add-ons for Final Fantasy? Yes, there are add-ons for Final Fantasy. People don't like talking about it, but there absolutely are. I'm not familiar with them because I don't use them. I didn't use them myself, but they're mostly related to the look of UI, and and combat. So damage tracking, things like that. So they can upload that stuff to like their own. The same person who makes Warcraft logs does the same thing for Final Fantasy. But yeah, I believe the modding community for Final Fantasy, it's mostly for just changing the look of the UI. That's it. There's no like, as far as I know, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but there's no equivalent to like DBM or weak auras. I guess weak auras is kind of the same thing as UI customization, but it's limited. So, but there are mods and add-ons. It's just not nearly at the same level of WoW. You're not gonna get fucking the John Cena song playing whenever Braun comes out. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You can't see HP on the Blizzard nameplates, by the way. Oh, it's because like my console UI thing is all sorts of fucked up on the PTR, Valen. It's super jacked up. I'd have to do like a super reset on everything, and I hate doing it. Let's see. AVR, yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. WoD had the Archimon add-on that connected arrows to players. Yeah, I think it wasn't that banned too. Any good add-ons for finding communities? Also, good evening. What's up, old Bronzebeard? No add-ons that I'm familiar with for finding communities. I mean, I think the community search is pretty decent. It's just a matter of how good are the communities at making themselves searchable. So the coolest thing about the guild and community finder is the search option. Just type in a word that you care about, that's important to you, and you might find a result that you like. Yeah, I can't get much better than that. If anything, I'd love for Blizzard to promote communities more themselves, just by putting shit on the launcher or something. That makes them a snitch for calling out how many stacks you got from arrows on Sylvanas. I think I'm not sure. I think the raid UI, I think the basic raid UI, it does show arrow stacks on people. Yeah, I think so. But I'm not sure. I know DBM does do it. And so we call people out and say, hey, you got stacks, dude. You need to get your shit. You need to get your arrow stacks cleansed. But on the other side, someone else can be like, hey, I have a lot of arrow. If they look at their own UI, hey, I have a lot of arrow stacks. I'm gonna grab a chain. Okay, and was an add-on needed there? Not exactly. If anything, just more awareness from the team. So. There are mods that can change what the armor you're wearing looks like, what your body... Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's kind of like what Blizzard sort of tolerated for a while, with letting people... with letting certain things be changed client-side. People were like, well, it's not affecting anyone. It's just, I'm just trying to change my race into this or something or other. Problem was, though, is that people abused it, too. So and that's the shitty part of the other side of why Blizzard has to like control what they do sometimes, because cool, I want to wear this certain sword or a certain piece of armor that you can't get in game, like only guards wear it. I want to wear guardsman armor or some shit like that. But you could also back in the day, you could also manipulate the client to be like, okay, cool, in Warsong Gulch, the flag is like as big as a skyscraper, and I can always know where it is. So there could have been a very targeted fix for that, but I think but it's also kind of safer and more secure to just kind of shut all that stuff down too. Yeah, like what Lily's saying, same difference. The base raid UI does show debuff stacks on Sylvanas. Cool. Yeah, my raid UI is a little bit small. I'm mostly tracking HP, and the only buffs that I'm mostly looking at are my co-tanks, because in case I need a taunt swap, or if in case he or I have too many stacks of something, I'm like, taunt, please, and then we're okay. But that's some base UI shit. A lot of the add-ons that I use, and I use a lot of add-ons. Come on, I talk about add-ons like at least once every couple weeks in a video, and I feature some shit for people to check out. I use a lot of them, but not a lot of things that actually assist encounters and stuff. DBM pretty much does the job for me. Everything else is like, I want to look at this, or I want things to look like this or feel like this, and that's about it. Not looking at your mana? Nope. I can see it. But if you're at 25%, you're fine, dude. 25%, good enough, dude. We're fine. Oversized bobber was the greatest addition for fishing ever. Did people do that too? Were they able to actually make the fishing bobber like not just visually big, but clickable? Like anywhere on the screen? Because that's pretty broken. Oh yeah, I know it's a bobber you can buy in WoW, but I was just wondering, okay, was there a way that you broke it before? Through like manipulating the client and stuff? Because that would be kind of funny. Have I messed around with Blizzard's new click frame functions? No, I haven't. I should look into that, because I use click quite liberally, and it's useful. It's like, yeah, I'll take something that'll write macros for me. Oh, that shit is sex, dude. Yeah. Hey, why don't you thank me for coming back, big sister? All right. I have so much to tell you. I have so much to tell you. In bed, right? I wonder if they ever smashed, the two of them, Pelagos and Clea. But I guess they have like such a brother-sister relationship that, one, it would be awkward, but two, you would expect it. Wouldn't you? Somewhere there's fan fiction. Somewhere there is fan fiction about the two of them. And they smashed. Okay, I did a thing. Cool, okay. Anyway. How are you guys doing? What are you guys up to today? Are your kids actually in school? So, all right. Boop, boop. Let's see. Dan says, so patch. Okay, this is in reference to what you guys were talking about with the Arena World Championships. So Arena World Championships start March 18th. Whoop-de-doo. So I'm wondering, like, would the for people who are like on top of like competitive gaming, would the Arena World Championships interfere with the Race to World First? I don't know. You just had a feast of carbs. Nice. Is Enlighten the only new rep? Yes. It is technically the only new rep, but it is not the only thing that you'll be like working, right? All right, go to a place. Let's go. They could. Okay. Yeah, because so March 18th, which is a week before the Sylvanas book comes out. But let's pretend, okay, so now I've got to look at fucking calendar shit. Okay, so where is it? March 18th is on a Friday. So if March 18th is on a Friday, then we can try to guess that the Race to World First, let's pretend that the Race to World First ends by the 15th. By the 15th. So by that guesstimation, Mythic would release on the 8th. Right? Mythic rating would release on the 8th. 1 week before that is like the first 8 bosses and normal and whatever, or the season starts March 1st, which basically means the week before that could be the patch, which is the 22nd. Wow. Cool. What platform am I playing on? PC. Yeah. Oh, you're talking to Lily. Haha, haha. Okay. Sorry about that. I still need to play the first Horizon Zero. I know almost nothing about it. All right. Here I am. I'm supposed to do this shit. Okay. Ground mounts aren't allowed. Damn you. Damn you. Forbidden West is a PS4, PS5 exclusive, so trying to get a PS5. Good luck. I'm glad I haven't been tempted, or there hasn't been like a game that's like, oh, I gotta get a PS5. Maybe Blizz will leave 2 weeks for World First Race because no one would have seen the last bosses so far and they have not been attested. I mean, or we could walk the other side of it. Maybe the patch won't come out for another month, which would sound kind of weird, because it definitely feels like where we are right now in the patch, it doesn't feel like it needs 2.5 months more of work. I'm not seeing it. But I can't really close the door on that possibility either. I just think it's pretty unlikely. I'm going the wrong way. Wait, do I click a thing? No, I don't need to click a thing. You're saying late February? Oh no, I'm gonna get spotted. Late February for you? Yeah, I'm still on February 22nd myself, and based on the shit ass calculations that I did just now, it pretty much fell on the 22nd. So even Blizzard is gonna have that expectation that the Race to World First will take no longer than one reset plus maybe a day or two. And then they'll move on to arena stuff. What? Hey, man. I want to... Do I need to stealth? I don't need to... Oh, I can't. Unstealth me, girl. Damn it. Woman. Oh, wait. No, I can do it. Oh, I'm in combat. What madness is this? You dare. I wanna fly. Ground mounts aren't allowed here, you monster. Very well. Can you at least stealth me back? Nope. Okay, actually I left the area. And now we're good. Cool. I've noticed it wasn't exactly 2 weeks, but it was more like 10 days. Something like that. It's honestly for the loadings that I want a PS5. I got a PS4, but the loadings are super long already just for Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, bummer. Except now I need Tyrannical and Fortified. They'll give us a month. Maybe. I mean, we'll find out in the next 2 weeks. I mean, I don't buy into the conspiracy of, oh, Blizzard times their shit, for other game releases. There's always games coming out. It's fucked up. It's like there's always games coming out alongside a Blizzard release, but who gets to blame? Blizzard. What? There's, I don't think this resonates very well with people, but we still treat this company like they're a bunch of rock stars. We still do it because either Blizzard does no wrong. Oh God, shoot it in my face, whatever. There's that. But then also, we also drag them. We dog walk these people so hard because our expectations were so high. It's the same difference. By hating on them so hard, we're still treating them like rock stars. Now they're just like washed out and battled rock stars, but it's the same difference. We give too much. People are expending so much energy on these folk. Anyway, 1 week for Tyrannical, 1 for Fortified. Lol, this isn't hard. It's a little edge case, Pika, but you're right. It's feasible, especially at this stage of the season. There is arguably a bigger pool of people who are willing to do it. And especially once the end of season thing comes, you're going to get people coming out from the woodwork. Oh my God, I got to do it. Get the KSM or else buy the carry, that sort of thing. If you don't wait for KSM till the end, though, Pika, then it's not very exciting. Right? Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to fight all these guys. It's hard to tell because I can't see fucking nameplates. Man. Let's see. Mechanicos. All right, cool. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance that I'll get it next week, too, which is kind of neat. If I play, that is. That's the rub. I have to actually play the game. Oh my. Forces. And there are clickies too. Covenant forces healed. Oh, right. Where's this thing? Cameras, names, that one. All right. Woo. And they're they fell into the hell of drugs, Rockstars, except it's less drugs, and I would say less drugs and more alcohol. Come on now. Come on. Did I get what I needed? I did, I think. Actually, I think this guy is... Nope, of course that's not going to work on the PTR. What the fuck kind of record is this that shows up? Weird. Yeah, I think what I really needed was a decent Theater of Pain. We didn't time it. We missed it by like 30 seconds or so, but that's not a big deal. The big ones are the Tyrannicals that I don't have. So next week, I think between me and Grid, we said that next week around the same time, same day, we'll try to do some more and knock him out. I'm sure he'll do more on his own time too, but We'll see. Why you didn't took KSM so far? I'm not sure what you're saying. Oh yeah, being a pally's the best. One more person. Toko. Yoo-hoo. There we go. Bum, bada, bum. In combat. Okay, great. Okay, do these guys drop anything important? Nope, they don't. It's funny how there are more people that are pissed off over the legendary thing, which I get. I'm mostly pissed off about not being able to get these damn crafting resources. That tilts me a lot, actually. I'm like, hey, dude, what's the point of having alts in this damn patch if you're not going to make it easier for me to farm up these resources, or otherwise like kind of like double up my efforts? This isn't cool. Am I only doing 15s? I am doing stuff that the team has available, which are some 15s, some 16s here and there. That's it. Are the crafting mats not bind on pickup? Some of them are bind on pickup, the others are bind on account, which is fine. However, what's the point of it being bind on account when you can't even get the resources until you put in like a week or so worth of currency farming and research? That's my big beef. Like, as it stands right now, there is no point having an alt. Or, you know, for the purpose of farming for the materials, like, alts will not help you. You are probably wasting time getting your alts up to farm for resources when you can just spend that time farming for the resources your damn self. I know the legendary memory is account wide, but it feels like having the belt tied to rep, it makes alts of certain armor types have a 20 to 30k gold sink instead of just buying it off a vendor. Then just get the belt, right? Or then just just take the belt. I'm not very supportive of the principle of, hey, I want this new thing, I shouldn't have to make farm resources for it. I'm kind of amoral on that. I mean, I get what people, I kind of get where people are coming from, like the idea of, I gotta swap legendaries, or I gotta swap slots, I already made one, I shouldn't have to remake it, and blah blah blah. In these days, at least that's limited to creating a new base item. So there's the cost of making a new base item, yes. But now you're presented with that choice. What are you gonna do? Fight the principal? Or, do something about it. All right, Tharmas, I'll see you, dude. The vendor belt is almost useless. It's 265 and costs 5 times the resource than the memory. The problem, though, is that, well, remember, we're missing context. Cosmic Flux does not drop yet. I've yet to see it drop anywhere. Now, I am making a new PTR character, so maybe it hasn't dropped for me, and it actually does drop, and whoops, my bad. But yeah, we don't know how much Cosmic Flux is going to drop. And as far as I recall, Cosmic Flux is something that drops from all sorts of places. There's no weekly cap. It's kind of like those Echoes of Ny'alotha, just go for it and then farm for it. Also, all legend, the fact that it comes out as a 265 is fine, because you're going to be doing different things to upgrade your current 260 somethings into like that 290 or whatever. Like you buy a thing from a vendor, you make it, and then you upgrade 265 whatevers. So you don't just craft a 290 or whatever. You don't just craft it outright anymore. You gotta take a rank 6 and then you upgrade it with some item. I don't know if I can see the rep vendor here, but I'll try to show you. Yeah, it depends on the rate of the resource. So for red spec, no man, I want good spec. Where's my loot thing? Protection. Oh, I get that anyway? That's fucked up, you son of a bitch. Protection, come on. No? Okay. Fine. Give me your... I'm Prot, and I'm seeing a red reward here. I don't want that, man. All right. Are you sure it's like that? It's not just a new reagent to add to crafting rank 4? Correct. So let me see if this vendor works. Okay, here we go. No. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Something Tome of the Eternal. Here we go. Increase rank. Okay, I was wrong. Ha! So I take that back. It does suck having to, go for, farm, get this thing. Can I say this? Yeah, I could say this. I have a feeling. It's just a feeling. I have a feeling that this belt will be available sooner than we think. If you want it to be available sooner than you think. Now, the memory is probably still going to be locked behind revered reputation. And I can accept that, I guess. Because at least this cosmic flux, like I'll be getting this no matter what. Like I'll be getting it off like whatever. Quests and dailies and shit like that. So people can hopefully get this thing early, and then later on they'll be able to craft it like wherever they like later. It's kind of like saying, like, if this memory never existed and everyone just got the belt and everyone was pissed at the belt, but then in the next patch Blizzard was like, hey, we're gonna make this, and then players will be like, hey, that's great, but too little too late. Why wasn't it here before? Something, right? But now we're getting it, we're getting the increased agency in a timely manner. It's just not right away. And maybe some people are pissed about it, but oh well. Oh. But yeah, I was wrong about that. So it does look like, just buying this, it's only a 265, although to be honest, missing a couple of item level from that, is that really the end of the world? I'd like to think no, because what you're looking for first is probably not, I need this belt to be at the maximum item level ever. And they might change it, which would be great. But my complaints over this are pretty, muffled by the fact that, well, I'm getting a double legendary. This is cool. I'll take it. Are the Korthite crystals obtainable yet on the PTR? Not exactly. You just buy them off a vendor right now for testing. That's it. I forgot what the sources of those were. All right, Peter. I'll see you around, dude. Take care. All right, let's do this thing. Boop. I know I'm going kind of slow on this. I'm just trying to get the first 3 chapters done, so I can do stuff and then, you know, see what else I can get from that. Fix nodes. There's a lot of shit. Alright, let's go this way. I'm trying to avoid opening treasures too, because I want to do I want to feel like this test is kind of legit. I'm just trying to unlock the stuff. Well, I guess I would be able to get this, wouldn't I? Let me see what I get. I got nothing. I got no ciphers from that. So you know what? I shouldn't even bother. I shouldn't even bother trying to open chests, which is kind of a bonehead move, but it's a weird tactic to be like, okay, so here's what you do, guys. You don't open chests until you unlock the thing that makes it so chests actually give you what you want. Boop. Nope. Oh, come on. What is that? Does that not work? Yeah, defense node. I'm trying to fix you. But yeah, I think the rank 6 and rank 7, it's supposed to be a really big jump in item level. I think you might be right about it being like 290 or so. But it's still not going to be to the point where, ooh, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to farm for these resources until later. Nah, I'd rather have double legendaries now. Astrith Vegas, long-time listener, first-time caller. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Astrith. I appreciate that. Yay! Okay, pop quiz. What's your favorite one? I'm totally kidding. I don't want to hear what your favorite one is. I might hear like, oh, it's the one that everyone hated. I'm like, oh, no, not that one. Or it's the one where your hair looked like this. I'm like, no, not that one. Anyone but that one. It's the hair. The hair. God, I'm so vain. Cosmic Flux is used to craft legendaries. No. Cosmic Flux is used for 2 things. 1, it's the currency for that vendor we were just looking at. 2, it is supposed to be used, and we don't know what the values are yet, but it's supposed to be used to convert pieces of gear that you get into tier stuff. So some of the quest gear that I got has nothing to do with armor. Boo. But in theory, I'd be able to take that gear and turn it into tier pieces. So if I find like a BOE chest, or if I find a chest or something here in the zone, I should be able to convert that into a tier set piece for a certain cost. Woo woo. When am I going to do a 9.2 mounts video? That's not usually my vibe. There are other people who definitely get on top of those, and I'm not one of them. I haven't done a mount video in a long time. I don't remember the last time I did a mount video, actually. I think it had something to do like, hey, here's a bunch of mounts that you can start farming for now. Woo! Yeah, people tend to be on top of that way faster than me. Are you going to choose not to believe any leaks that don't have player housing as a feature? I think by principle, like, they're all fake. It'll catch my attention, for sure, but there's no scenario where I will believe a leak until let's pretend. Here's a scenario. Blizzard makes some sort of announcement. Hey everyone, stay tuned next week. We have a special announcement to make regarding patch 9.2 and the future of the World of Warcraft. And if leaks start to come out from there, of course it's going to depend, but I will definitely be like, They mentioned player housing. I can't help but champion this one, man. Even though I know it's probably not true. That would be it. Still though, like fundamentally, like anyone who puts out leaks that are like super extensive, that give way too much information, no way. They have like pretty much negative credibility. Because like I was saying earlier, no one has all that information except for the people at the very top. And why would they bother risking their jobs over stupid shit like that? It wouldn't. It's a bad idea. The Valley of the Four Winds defense quest line was fun. Oh, I love that one. God, I love that quest. It was so good. So good. To me, that defines Warcraft. You know, other people from other races, factions, and whatnot coming together to defeat a big bad. How Warcraft can you get? Actually, I know how. If at the end, like a Titan Forge piece dropped and then everyone was fighting for it. Probably that. And then when someone won it, hey, I get to use it, cool. And then the person tries to trade it to them and they can't because of personal loot restrictions, and then everyone gets pissed off. Yeah, that would be very Warcraft. Hi, Betty. How you doing? It's 11:20. Nice. I think. Nice. All right. Zymox. Oh. Solabub. Let's see, what mug is he sporting? Sporting my shit. Look at that. Oh god, what a handsome. Oh no, he's not handsome anymore. Oh, see, if he was a good boss, then he would respond his own brawn. Wouldn't ya? Bitch. Anyway. How's it going, Betty? Okay, where is... Ooh, there are a lot of tweets all of a sudden. Anything cool going on? Nope. Oh, I won. Yay! Are you the guy who does those horrible clickbait videos? I don't know. I get accused of clickbait a lot. But then I also get a lot of people saying the people who say that are dumb. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to think anymore. Trying to get through the day without killing someone. Oh, that's pleasant. Yeah, that's cool. Bellular. Oh, here we go. Throwing shade. Bellular is the horrible clickbait guy. That's the business, though, man. That's the biz, unfortunately. And what gets baited the best? Doom shit, drama, things to get pissed over. Blame YouTube. I blame people. To be honest, I blame people's propensity for being attracted to negative speak or snarky shit. Oh wait, look. Ooh, legs. Okay, cool. This is important. This is actually pretty important that we're getting leg plates. 226 leg plates, which are like, I think I remember someone at Blizzard saying you might want to consider holding on to some of your main pieces for later on. I don't think I'd really... Oh wait, these are BOEs. Okay, this is a placeholder. Fuck, never mind then. Meh, boring. I was excited for a second. At least Saul does 1 3-hour video, not 32-minute videos that will all say more or less the same thing. You know, I noticed that, or at least I self-observe that I do tend to repeat a lot of my old same talking points, or at least I definitely repeat my agenda. There we go. You know, something, player housing. Oh, Sleepy Dude is trying to talk shit. Okay. Sorry. I was misunderstanding. I thought you were being sarcastic. When it comes to genuine clickbait, I remember the days when it was... I remember when the term clickbait was more appropriately used. I think the term clickbait has been kind of watered down lately to just, you know, whatever gets people's attention. Once upon a time, it was straight up, you will lie to get people's attention. So the truest offenders of this were when the picture was, you know, the thumbnail just had boobs on it. Just straight up something sexual that'll definitely, you know, pull people's eyes towards something. And it had nothing to do with the picture. Nothing to do with it. That was just there. It's like, hey, dude, what the fuck is this? That was when, I think that's when clickbait really became like a thing. Now it's just kind of bombastic, that sort of stuff, you know, react videos, and that sort of thing. And people call that clickbait. And if the term's been redefined or whatever, not a big deal. Whenever people are like, "Hey, this thing is clickbait," my question then is, did I lie? I'd like to think no. And I don't do React content. I do. That's why sometimes you'll see me with like my face and stuff like that too. But you know, I don't see the whole because of how the definition has been. It's still being used in a derogatory way, but you know, the way the parameters, I guess, of how people define clickbait have been watered down so much. I don't care I don't quite care if you think it's clickbait or not. It's okay, because that's frankly part of the business. And I'm glad you don't do the surprise Pikachu face on your YouTube videos like so many other people do. I think I did it for the Coffee with Soul thing, but that was me. If people actually see the frame where I used that, it was me making fun of those kinds of things. I feel like the only creator left that I respect is Helios and Inevital. That's great. So, legit question. What are you doing here? I mean, if you're just here to bash, cool, then I'll encourage you to leave, because, I mean, I don't know why you're here. Oh, that's why he's here. Okay. This is my purpose. Randomly browsing stream. What am I doing here? Right now, I am trying to get through the first couple of chapters of the campaign thingamajigger, because I want to do a legit test of the PTR. Then I'll be able to report stuff and, you know, give some input and put out a wicked thumbnail. Guys, look at this! And then that's all I'll say in the thumbnail. Ooh, I hate those. Ooh, those piss me off. I'm like, what's this? I don't know what this is. Why are you doing this to me? I'm sure you've given an opinion on this way thing before, but with the flying video getting reacted to a lot, what's your opinion in regards to people making YouTube videos of the reaction competing with your actual video? I mean, dude, if it's like Asmongold or whatever watching it and it gets like almost 1 million views, I'm not, how can I be like, those should be my 1 million views? No, that's his audience watching the thing and it blowing up, and that's cool, that's fine. No, I have no opinion on that. If anything, while it does suck that the messaging got distorted, you know, this is me presenting my findings, and I'm going to give some feedback based on the findings as I see them, and then it turns into something else. That part sucks. But I think there's still a bigger takeaway from that initial feedback, which again didn't turn out to be like the real takeaway. I just don't like the timers. I don't care if it's a big ass grind. I don't care if the grind is real. I just don't want the wait to be real. It's a bummer. But people equate that the same way. So, grind is grind, pain is pain. Meh. Meh is meh. What am I doing? Information found. It seems to me that Blizzard is adding another rep grind in the next patch. Is it true? Depends. It depends on the... I guess the short answer is yes. There's going to be a, getting double legendaries so far is going to a certain extent, involve a rep grind. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm right here. I ain't far. So, boom, Quartermaster. So there's this thing right here. Can I move this? I can't move it. God damn it. There's this thing right here, and there's this right here. This was hotfixed, but focus on this one. This Memory of Unity that lets you make this second legendary that you can use. It does have a rep requirement of Revered. People are pissed that both of these items are behind Revered reputation. I guess that's kind of the long and short of it. Now, of course, PTR, people are given very one-sided feedback over this, and so we'll see how the team responds to it, if at all. And that's it. Find the dude. Dun, 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 dun. Yay, Sleepy Dude is a subscriber now. Let's see. It's good promo. People that wouldn't have seen it now have seen it. I mean, I would say it doesn't do me like a lot of favors. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm finally getting close to completing chapter 3. Yay! So we'll see just how much stuff I get. Of course, it does me a lot of favors. Looking at the numbers, I mean, it's the difference between it's the difference between revenue and growth. How is the revenue on this actually? Let's see. I don't look at numbers normally because, or on the regular, because I get super anxious over it. It did okay. So my predictions video made almost as much as that the grind is real video, even though the predictions video has like less than half of the views on it. It's very weird. That's why I sometimes hate YouTube. It's like there's views and then there's the value of the views, and the value of the views on the drama video are less than the value of the views on the 2022 predictions video for all sorts of reasons. Sensory synchronizer. I forgot what I'm. Totally forgot what I'm doing here. You watched it twice? Oh. And how do you figure out the value of the view besides imagination? I'm not quite. So, yeah, I don't quite know what you mean. I'm not talking to you sarcastically. I just don't know what you mean. What was your subscriber growth between those weeks? I lost 50. If you're very curious. I gained more. I gained more in the first couple weeks. In the first, let's see, when was that? Let me see. When did I lose? Yeah, because I think over the past 4 or 5 days, I ended up dipping by a little bit, because like earlier I was at 53,300, and then now I'm at 53,270 or so. So it fluctuates for all shits of reasons, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, who watches it? For how long? Did I have, what sorts of ads happen to play on it? Subject matter. There's all sorts of weird shit. I just put out stuff and I talk about things. Why haven't you jumped ship if you care about making a YouTube channel? Because then I would be lying to myself. You're a weird one, dude. I'm gonna stop engaging with you. I'll just let you leave in your own time. You're not even worth... Some folks aren't even worth banning. Oh, now I feel bad because... Betty, didn't you gift them a sub? Oh, now I feel like a dick. Telling someone that they're not welcome. Oh, shit. Yeah, so how about that player housing? Goodness, dude. I do seriously doubt that. I'm in such denial over. They didn't talk about player housing at all for years. This is definitely the reason why they're going to introduce player housing in this expansion. No, probably not. Let's see. If we get player housing, I want a giant crab in my garden. Are you still on that first episode, dude. I haven't tried rewatching it. I don't think I probably won't rewatch it, but there is nothing else that I've seen in this season either, Menarg. So I have a feeling that I'll probably keep watching it, which is the worst reason to watch, isn't it? Sadly, though, the other stuff this season just hasn't quite caught my interest. What are these things? I'm flying. This should be easy. Oh, and there's a dude that I need. Why not a house on the back of a giant crab? Okay, that'd be kind of sweet. A moving house. Or a houseboat. Or an airship. Or a pony. Right? All right. If you want to watch, there's a slice of life cosplay anime that look cool. There's also Attack on Titan. That so turned me off. Your Little Pony. I think I remember something about cosplay. Oh, I forgot what it was. And then I saw something on Crunchyroll that was something that was like a spy Mr. and Mrs. Smith sort of thing, but I was like, I don't know about that one. And the Travelers. Okay, that's good. All right. Do you think Blizzard is afraid of adding player housing because of the negative backlash they got with garrisons, making main cities ghost towns, which I love my garrison, yada, yada, yada. The whole ghost town thing, I think, is a lot of shit. I don't buy into that sort of argument at all because they made the garrison, which was definitely a reason to not go back to your city. If people recall, shortly in, I think it was, I don't remember this too well. Maybe you guys will remember it better than I will. At one point, you couldn't use trade chat in the garrison. And that pissed people off because people were like, hey, I'm spending most of my time here. I want to be able to talk with people in public chat or whatever. And then Blizzard relented, and then cool, you got your trade chat in the garrison. So they created a scenario for themselves to keep those cities deserted, like Warspear and Shieldwall. I forgot the name of the Alliance one. There were so few reasons to go into town, especially once you upgraded your garrison to a certain point. It's like, what am I doing here? I got my auction house, I got my resources, I got everything that I could ever want. Why leave? It made it even better once the Brutosaur Mountain became a thing, so that way people that didn't happen to have the auction house robot thing or the trading posts, they were still able to do all their trading and stuff, and they were good. I need 2 more traps. Come on, baby. Okay, let's try this. I'll turn off UI thing. Show me the sparklies. I think that's supposed to... Oh, nope, doesn't work. Not very well. Storm Shield. Okay, whatever. Storm Shield, Shield Wall. Totally not the same difference. I wish I could draw the Necravelus. That sounds hella funny, though. My god, considering the downside of the garrisons being that you can't see trade chat. Well, people bitched. They were great. I wish the archaeology trophy room had a twin so I can fill with raid trophies or a room to put some achievements on display. I mean, that'd be great. That would have been dope. I never finished all the archaeology stuff there either. And I gotta say, the Horde version of it, I don't know if you played Horde or Alliance, but the Horde version of it was just like it was more like a It's just a shelf, like a little nook where you put that stuff in. I was like, oh well, doesn't feel very exciting. I don't know what the Alliance one looked like, but if I were to assume that it looked better, I'm going to assume that I'm right. The Horde trophy room was janky. Okay, cool. So I'm not alone on that. Okay, where's the thing? Nope. I found this. I remember I completed this quest so much faster when I wasn't flying. There we go. Yay. I guess I could have used that visual indicator of a trapped animal. That probably could have helped. Alliance was a room? What? Man, and a podium? Sheesh. I'd love to work up an Alliance garrison someday. A faction bias? Nah, man, it's separate but equal. That's how that was, man. Okay. I'm getting there. Almost done. Just lower that roll on Alliance character cost. I would need to have see, how would I do it? I guess I would make an Alliance character and then have them go to Warlords. That would be the easiest way for me to do it. They want Orc architecture, which is just lots of huts. Not much you can do about that. Yeah, it's kind of definitely a bummer. I would have been fine if they went all Goblin architecture. I would have taken that. Sure. Talk to Firm. Trying to. Sony? Oh, that's his. Sorry. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Play an Alliance character for 30 minutes? Ooh. Actually, I think something reasonable would be, play your Alliance character for today's stream. For a stream. That would be reasonable. For an Alliance cuck, maybe. No, I don't think it was faction bias. I just think it was like just an unfortunate symptom of the dominant, the main race of the Horde being orcs, and so we're left with orcish architecture. Just like with humans, we get human architecture. Yeah, I'd love to them. I would love for them to like do a big revamp, or switch focus. Let's focus on. I don't know if Nightborn architecture is what I'd really jive, but I'd love to just see something new. Like Gazlo gets like engineers from each race together, so that they can just design something new, and then Blizzard just makes something new, and says, "Hey, this is what we thought of." Same thing for the Alliance. Hey, we got our peeps together. We made and we designed some new shit. So here we go. Ta-da! If Alliance are cucks, why did we win BFA? Shut up, man. How's that tree doing? Let's see. I am going to survey ciphers. All right. I don't remember the first 3 chapters of the Korthia campaign. This feels... I know I'm pausing a lot, but this feels a little bit longer. I don't think that's a bad thing either. But I think this is longer. Oh, damn it. Come on. Stop interrupting me, please. I'm trying to do stuff here. Good thing about housing is that it could keep the overall economy of WoW by making old resources important again, bronze ore for bronze chairs, and so on. Oh, I'm definitely with you there. I mean, the infrastructure is kind of, a lot of that's in place. And it makes the notion of, you know, how each of the professions are separated by expansion. It kind of sets that up in a really cool and natural way. You know, someone can be like, yeah, I know how to make Outland furniture. And so they can make Outland stuff, which uses Outland resources and requires rare drops from Outland stuff. You know, so it's all compartmentalized in a pretty cool way in its initial design. And Blizzard just needs to expand on it and, you know, make something cool out of it. I love my mithril pillows. Oh, that thread count, man. Thread count of like 3 because there's this like fucking chainmail. I want to say Torghast was involved and going to Bastion to see Anduin, but after he did it, one was, wait, what? You lost me, Mage Master. How about making a video on that whole subject? Are you talking about me making a player housing video? I'll make an extra big face like, oh my god, this was such a great idea. And yeah, super clickbait, right? Talking about getting to Korthia the first time. Did we go to see Anduin? Okay, if I remember, okay, Korthia was Battle for Ardenweald, walk your ass to Korthia. Shit. Yeah, walk your ass to Korthia. Go to Desmatarian, do the thing with Odin, right? Do the thing with Odin and Helya and the Eye of the Jailer. And I think that was it, right? So that was kind of long. There's kind of a lot to do there. You definitely moved around a lot. Man, yeah, here it's like you're staying kind of local in, you know, in this pretty big zone. But yeah, there you traveled straight up to different realms and all that shit. You making a video of such a feature as player housing could be massive. Now keep in mind that I've done numerous videos on player housing. I'm not quite sure what left is there to talk about, except to kind of reiterate the old points that I've brought up. I don't think I've come up with anything new in a while. So basically is player housing, yeah. The one thing that I don't do is concept. I haven't done like a concept art sort of thing because I'm very bad at that. Where, you know, where you take assets and you make kind of like fake screenshots of what a UI would look like. And I haven't gone around to do that, which sucks because those take off like really easily. That's how you found the YouTube videos. It's one of my early player housing videos. Yeah. Yeah. What'll be hilarious would be like, it finally comes and then I don't give a shit about it. It's like great and everything, but I just ignore it. Why are you ignoring it, dude? I thought you were talking about it so much. Oh, because it's always there. I could just, yeah, I'm just going to take it for granted. I'll get to it. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Now, depending on how it's implemented, I'm going to no-life that shit. And I'm going to think of the most ridiculous stuff. Twitch is wacky today. It keeps dropping the stream and cloud. Ew. no one likes that. Will I try Island Sanctuary? I will. Well, I'm hearing very little. I've heard very little about it, but it's supposed to have kind of the feel of Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. I'm sorry. I must have pissed someone off by saying it like that. How dare you say Starlight Valley? It's Stardew Valley, you fucktard. I'm not sure, because the Animal Crossing / Stardew Valley format, I'm not super on board with it. It's cool, but is it enough for me to pay $15 a month to do? It's enough for me to check out. So I think I may, depending on how the previews and stuff look like, I'll check it out. But how much am I going to get out of it as opposed to, say playing Stardew Valley? I think recently there was a new patch and some other shit. What would I rather do? I don't know. My first player housing experience will be my first hot tub stream. I kind of thought BFA was going to be the houseboat expansion, blah. Yeah, oh yeah, there was so much on that. People were totally stuck on, we're going to have like island hopping. It's going to be like some Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was a fun game. That thing was hella fun. I'm glad I got to work on that game, because I was like, sweet, I get to complete it. Woohoo! I'm doing the playthrough, guys. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. It would have been the perfect opportunity since we were being all Warcraft 2 boats. Yeah, there just hasn't been a lot of info, except that it's supposed, I keep hearing it's going to feel like Animal Crossing. But if it does feel like Animal Crossing, then I'll be like, oh, this is going to be a tough, it's going to be tough to keep me in. I'm sure it'll be fantastic though. Like, and I believe, if I recall this correctly, everyone's going to get one. There's no land scarcity and stuff like that, and hopefully you'll be able to invite folks over and tell them to farm shit for you and come on guys, let's go. So shit, I still launch it occasionally to down a boat or 3 and go into big storms for fun. Like, yeah, I haven't played it in forever, but it was cool. Like, yeah, I liked fighting things with boats, like that whole feeling of, okay, let me fucking bank it, and then it feels, I could feel that combat, and that's always a big win for me. Okay, so here I am not using the skip. I get the thing. This is One-Eyed Bob. No, my face. What did you do to my face? He'd say. It's like, I'm just a face with legs. Anyway, yeah, so here you get 200 of these fuckers. Unlocks access to world quests and daily quests and yada yada yada. 200 is a shitload, man. This is a shitload to not get. If you don't get these. I can see people getting like kind of upset over not being able to get access to this shit. You're one of the people who didn't like any. There's a lot of them that I didn't like, but I did like Black Flag. The gameplay nailed it for me. Pirates and shit like that. It was cool for me. Okay, so as it is right now, I can like immediately-ish start with, important stuff like that. 18 hours, 5 minutes, 1 minute. 1 minute, fine. I'll sit here and wait. But yeah, let's see okay, I'm at $1.30, so that's 40, 130, 45. So I'll do like the long thing. Yeah, that one, that shit can wait forever. This creatine thing, that I'll just stick with doing 1 point and everything and leave it at that. But yeah, getting ciphers is a kind of pain. So let's see. This daily gets me. Oh shit, is that 22? Oh, that's not bad actually. 22 from there, 22 from there. But I don't have world quests. I could have swore that it said that it was going to give me access to world quests. Yeah, like those little bits of detail too, Lily. Like it was good. It was a good game. I won't replay it, but maybe I should. It's been long enough that. Come on, Saul, you forgot everything, didn't you? Why not? Oh, that's 18 hours. Oh, and that's 18 hours. So I should just do this thing now. No, I should do this thing with the creation puzzles. That is the good. Yes. So, go. Okay. Fuck these timers though, man. You know, I wouldn't mind if there were no timers on the single point things. Like if you put in your first point, there's no timer. But then afterwards, you know, for like point number 2, point number 3, then maybe there is a timer. Maybe I can accept that. I can accept there being a timer for like the top 3, for the top 4 things, just to unlock the stuff. I can live with that. The other stuff, not so much. Or having it on everything, nah. Makes me soft. Know what I mean? If it was up to me, they would have all been adventures like Odyssey was. Odyssey was one of the latest ones, right? I have not played through Odyssey, but I've heard good things about it, including that it's fucking long. I don't mind that though. All right. See, nothing else there. All right, cool. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to work on the weekly, the recap of the things of this week. We're going to talk shit. We're going to have some fun with it. I'm going to have some fun with it. And I think that'll be it for today. I'm glad that you guys stuck around with me for this testing real quick. I know it wasn't really much, but it was important. I need to have this clean character so I can do some, you know, reasonably good testing. Otherwise, I'm going to be like all... I don't want to give wrong information. Gosh. Then I'd be definitely clickbaiting people. What would be kind of cool is if the research things had their long ass timers but no resource cost, and if you spent resources, you farmed it up and sped up the timers. I wouldn't be fond of that either, a rent, because it would make, I said this somewhere else, it would make the degenerate behavior of trying to grind through those timers part of the design of this feature. And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. I can say I see where you're coming from, you know, finding a way to make it faster if you want to. It's like, hey, you're gonna get this research, but if you want it faster, here's what you do. I don't think it's necessary though. Because then otherwise, the Cypher Research Console has potentially almost no friction behind it except for waiting. So then it just feels bad. You know, I'm just gonna wait until I'm just gonna pop online on my alts, click the thing each day, and get all the research done that way. Feels kind of weird. I think I'm sure somewhere there's a decent solution to it. But for now, it's lunchtime. Dee is actually waiting for me, so I don't want to. She has a very short lunch break, and apparently so do I. So you guys have a great rest of the day, rest of the week, or so on and so forth. I will upload. I should have yesterday's coffee episode up in a few hours for a change this time. That's my hope. But otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Let's try to get Heroic Sylvanas down tonight, please, 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 please. Until next time, folks, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay breezy. Bye-bye.